quick play in towards water for Uzurks. He's going to be fighting down towards dark, wanting to take out 910. Sprinkle some damage, can't quite get the kill. But this is a heavy A setup. 3 players positioned over here for the CT side of sAw. Mizzinho is going to fight it first. Flash is good, but he can't get a kill because Dust2 is quick on the trigger.
He spotted 3. Have to imagine they're going to pick up the pace towards this other bomb site now as well because they're close up. They have the control, but I mean, still spread across the map, so they don't feel like they have the numbers to trade effectively and smartly. Now they've got to drop and fall into it.
Coming through dark, Steps being hurt by Uzurks. He's got a chance, but he's missing shots. He's not looking crisp this morning. 910 taking him out with that P250. Oh, missed shots all over the show from both of these B defenders for sAw, and that's Mongols into the site easily.
Yes, sAw even the 2 defenders, they even backed off to play it a little bit more passively to buy some time, but not able to land anything or slow down Mongols with any effect, and they have complete control of the pistol now.
There's no kit available. And these 3 retaking players, 910. Perforates the head of Muthra's. Story finally getting something on the board here. But it's all come crashing down in the pistol for sAw. Strong start from Mongols.
Yeah, nice and easy. sAw not able to really react to that in time whatsoever. Even though the opening kill goes in their favor, the stack of 3 players towards the A site is caught out, and an easy call to just hit that B bomb site with some pace to it. 1-0. Pistol is on the board, and we're going to get a second round buy out of sAw.
Straight to it. Story's got the scout out. In that sort of patch of good form that you were mentioning earlier, Jason, it was Story who looked really sick with his AWP and CS2. Seemed to adapt very well to the new game, and we'll see if he can get the ball rolling here in Cologne. He's got the scout out first.
The scout out.
Yeah. And that's
there
a good
it
start.
is.
910's down. Great start.
Had this in the pistol on the man advantage. We'll see if they can capitalize a little bit of aggression into the back 10. Mizzinho's ready. Spots out the second one, and Muteris just has to back away as quickly as possible. So evened up off the aggressive piece.
AK picked up. Senzu now making his way through the canals, and at this point, Blitz will be pretty happy with the space that he's got until that peek from Roman. He didn't quite clear out to his right side, and these MP9s are working out. It's a fantastic start to this force buy from sAw. Mongols are down to just 2 players.
A little bit sketchy in the mid-round, though, isn't it? 2 individual fights, no one available for Mongols to trade or work together in any of those battles, just solo moves in middle, solo moves in dark, and man, this has gotten away from them. Mizzinho's going to pick up the bomb and come all the way back around, join up with Techno, but it's just a contact play, all that they have left to him.
Oh, timing for Uzurks couldn't have been worse. He just turns his back, and as soon as he does that, Techno arrives.
You can see why. There's no one there with him to watch anything. Oh, that's the bomb, and it just gets in.
Just about gets away. Now Roman at dark is trying to cause a couple of problems for them, delay that bomb from getting into the site. Techno goes to address Muteris, and now he hears those steps charging down his way. Techno turns, gets that kill locked in. Grenade will go out towards B-Man instead, but Mizzinho's head's been spotted. Roman takes him out of there, and it's all on Techno. He's got a 1v2 that he can't stop Story, and that is a big force buy win from sAw.
Story opens it up with a pick on Techno through canals and closes it down with a final kill to allow the defuse. That's a round that really got away from Mongols. Those are rounds you cannot let slip away in that fashion. Made it way too easy to find some of those individual kills in the mid-round, and a good recovery. You have to imagine with that plant, Mongols gonna have some kind of a force up, something to say in this round. We'll keep our eye on that. This is that kind of, because I think it felt to me like it happened a little bit in the pistol round as well, which is why they weren't as fast-paced after the initial spotting of the stack. But Mongols very spread around the map, meaning they can't actually double up on the positions of their attack.
Now they've gone for the force buy as well here with the AK out on Blitz. He'll look to be the hero. Story peeking, gathering info on multiple players spotted in mid. That grenade is not effective, and he's getting pushed. He's calling for his teammates to now adjust this A setup because there is quite a lot of pressure now being thrust through middle off the back of this Mongols attack, and they're coming through camera. Snapshot on the Story. It's 910 down with that Tech 9, and now as Dust2 plays on the fountain, and he looks to drown. He actually burns away. 910 down in the site, and 2 players left for sAw. This back and forth that's begun at the start of Cologne. The pendulum is in swing. And Muteris coming in from heaven, this retake attempt. 910 has eyes on it. And he's looking to strike that right between the eyes, but Muteris gets away. bullets don't connect. And this is still possible with a kit on the back of Muterus. They need a kill soon, and with Blitz picking that one up on the AK, it is 1 HP for UJerks. Falling back, getting to safety, looks impossible, and now winning the round is as well. 2-1. This back and forth is sick.
Well, you gave the hero AK-47 to Blitz, and he gets you 3 kills across the round, so it works exactly as designed. A little bit of a pace change, an uppercut from the Mongols, very fast to split that A bomb site. And that one hurts for sAw. After a second round conversion, these Tech-9s find plenty of space and give Mongols the lead and the economic control back.
Last bullet as well. That's nice from Blitz.
That ain't too shabby, is it?
Nope. Well, here we go. Force buy again. I love this. This is a great start. To wake you up in the morning.
Yeah. We saw sAw getting out of their shuttles with their pillows in hand.
Yeah, they had a nap in the shuttle, that's for sure. Couple of those players getting on in age, Jason.
It's early for esports hours.
When are you going to start bringing your pillow to the casting desk?
I'm not that old yet.
Yeah, we'll give it a few months.
Apparently this hotel has a pillow menu. I've
never heard of a pillow menu, I'm not going to lie.
You can order a firmer pillow or a softer pillow.
Yeah, I understand the concept. I just can't believe that there is one. That's pretty sick. What would you go with?
More of a firm pillow myself.
Yeah, gotta be firm. And Senzu confirming to his teammates there is presence in dark. Lots of footsteps. In fact, Senzu only manages one out of the AK. It's a swift upgrade here for sAw. Are we back on for another round win here off the back of the force fire? It's taking the first steps in that direction. There's Dase in middle. Blitz will handle business.
sAw's really making some aggressive mid-round plays.
Looks like they made the wrong one here.
Yeah, this time it just kind of loses them any sort of advantage they have. Bomb is still isolated a little bit on its own. It's going to start joining up through canals, and the B bomb site wide the hell open. And you have to think, if this bomb goes in and gets planted, it's time to save if you're sAw and just try again in the next round with what you can bring forward.
I hear that surely soon, and now with the bomb being planted, Techno charging out towards top middle. This is the chance for a kill for sAw, but they are just hanging around. Stories MP9 should get this one locked in. Techno's offered up one, but they're so far away from this. And so they will now just take those weapons into the next round. 3-1 lead for Mongols.
Oh, spotted a little leg. Muterus with that AK-47 is happy for the fight. 9-10 probably shouldn't be giving him any more chances. And indeed, he'll just back away for a second before getting frisky.
Yeah, their money ain't that good either right now. We've got, over on the A-stream, is Big making their debut here in Cologne. A team that made the final all those years ago.
All those years ago.
Squad. And they're looking to try and bring this new German roster into a strong Cologne. But the front runners, I think Mongols is in that conversation out of the play-in right now, Jason. But are you on that camp? Do you think Mongols are one of the squads that should be making out of the play-in?
That should be making out of the play-in, certainly. I think it'd be just another kind of... We've seen them, we're kind of wondering right now, I think, if they've hit a plateau. And that's what we're looking for them to prove to us in Cologne that they haven't. That there is another level that they can get to. If they don't, that'd be a massive problem. But in this group, with sAw, with Big, with FlyQuest, and you're the Mongols, who's a team that's been rising and doing so many good things throughout the year, this should be a relatively simple path to get into the next stage of the tournament.
Story. Oh, timing nearly works out for him. The spot sends you out towards the bottom of those stairs. Muterus will take the first kill of the round, though. The hero AK-47 doing work for sAw, and he wants to get active, goes aggressive, and gets caught in the open.
That's what I'm talking about. So many of these mid-round pushes. This one works for Story. Actually, this two work for Story. Double kill, but they can wrap around him now into the A-bomb site.
Yeah, Story's just trying to hide now. His teammate closest to him is UJerks, and he's not close at all. He's only got a USP. So Story decides there might actually be a gap, a timing that I can move away from the fountain and deep into A main.
I think he's thinking, I wonder if there's an AK-47 on the ground I can upgrade to.
And that would be quite nice too. Story's just worried about rugs at the moment, and currently he's getting flanked by Techno, who's coming in from a side that Story is not ready for just yet.
And look at these positions. This is actually kind of cool from Mongols. They just pause and wait. They know the rotation's going to have to come in. If they plant the bomb, sAw knows exactly where they are, but now you've kind of gotten these advanced flank positions, and you can just sit and wait, and they've opened up a great opportunity for themselves to convert a fourth round.
Yeah, that was great composure from Techno, realizing that
he gonna come back.
Story would have to come back, right? He has to come back into main. And now it's a USP and an AK to come back into this round, and there is no kit, no utility left here for sAw. Just about trying to do some damage again to these Mongols players. And Techno rounds that corner, Mag 10 unable to get one, so it's the AK to clean up the rest, and a 4-1 lead now for the Mongols.
Good start for Blitz as well, 8-1 as he closes the 5th round. Moving forward, sAw going to finally have the first full buy round. It's been an exchange of force buys back and forth. This one almost getting done with just a saved MP9 that has good effect. But Story will have his op. M4s are brought out with smokes and utility and Molotovs. sAw starting to put together more of the nades they need. But I still saw in that round, I mean, yeah, you have a couple weaker buys. Still saw that push in Canals after the opening kill, right? You still saw, like, Story gets the double kill on the push in A main. You're still seeing some of that, like, mid-round aggression out of sAw that's been punished in some of these rounds.
Do you think it's just because they've kind of always had compromised buys in this half so far? Like, they haven't had, like, a real solid full buy yet.
Maybe a little bit, but they did it in round 3 too when they had the the advantage. I think a lot of it has to do obviously with the CT side of Anubis, that teams feel like being that aggressor and being the one who can kind of peek and get information is very important to track the movements of the team across the map.
So finally, rifles in every player, and the AWP is out for Story. 9-10 looking to battle that AWP on the other side of things early on. Story rings that shot out, and oh, he's down. Nice shot through the air. 9-10 takes him out. Now Techno goes on the back of that. Goes into the site, but it's not clean from Techno. Senzu has to trade it out. Mongols still ahead by 1, but they follow that up with 9-10 and Mazinho, and it is utter collapse for sAw. And is just destroyed. So much pressure applied off that opening pick from 9-10. Techno's walking in, and as he's fighting and as he's making his presence known, Senzu's coming in from Canals as well, and this time the pinch is timed perfectly from different angles. And Story's got to be punching himself. I just got done saying this is the first full buy sAw's had in this whole game, and Story just jumping over the smoke for a little bit of information, gets his face ripped off. This could start to become a very difficult first half for sAw very quickly. This could snowball out of control very fast, you're right. Does feel like the signs are pointing that way at the moment. As Dulce hearing those steps, I mean, the one weapon you don't want to have saved over is the FAMAS, and it is down as well. So not a single player saving their life here, sAw. 5-1. For the Mongols, and money is in the bin again for sAw, so likely to see a few upgraded weapons here, but this is a great shot from 9-10. He was prepared for the movement of the AWP because he rung out the shot a little bit earlier. Tough scenario here. We're now looking at an incredibly likely 6-1 scoreline. It's crazy to me watching Muterus. It feels like Muterus has just been around for such a long time, and only when CS2 comes out, a new version of Counter-Strike, does he make his first major, does he go to his first Cologne. Must feel like everything's happened all at once for him. I mean, the images of them qualifying for the Copenhagen major were incredible. To see how long they've worked for it, how hard they've worked for it, to have that finally come through was beautiful for them. Especially because how close they were before, and VP taking that away from them. And they're in Cologne, and it doesn't look like they have that same momentum behind them. No, well, I mean, look, when they qualified, and at the best we've seen them throughout this year has been, Ujurks and Erasdose really being the engine for this team. Stories all up there having impact as well, and that obviously hasn't come to pass yet here in this opening map of Cologne. And we'll see if they can ignite something. Now with just pistols, a couple players with armor, but Mongols this round have been very patient. Haven't spread too thin, haven't tried to do anything early. They've let the utility run out. They've let sAw use all the Molotovs and all the smokes to block the choke points. Now it's just about battling, and they don't have the weapons for it. Mazinho, solid work. Controlling the AK at range, not that easy. And he cleans up the 3 players in front of him. And now finally money back for sAw, but they've got to start winning rounds in the CT side right now. Yeah, they're running out of time to get their feet planted. They'll try it again. Story's like, all right, this time I won't be jumping over a smoke. Round 8. So Mongols have no one positioned outside of B early on. They're going very heavily towards the A bomb site.
Pretty standard defense as well, 2-on-2, although Dust is leaning towards the middle part of the map. But as soon as Story spots something with this op, an early warning system, there can be 3 defenders here with the quickness.
It looks like the AWP's positioned perfectly to at least get a 1, but getting away might be the tough part. He gets in behind Fountain, has to combat close quarters and gets taken out by Mazinho. AWP is only good for 1 kill. That was Dust receiving a lot of damage, waiting that rotation from his teammates. Now he tucks himself in the corner, hoping that a distraction from bricks is enough to allow Dust the element of surprise.
Yeah, but Mongols is trying to force this way too much. They had a chance after that 1-for-1 trade with that smoke up that they could have backed off, but it's right back. 3-on-3, and now certainly Mongols have to think about another part of the map. They know the rotation will be here. They know it's going to be overwhelming odds.
Look how low they are on 2 players hit. 8 HP for Blitz, 4 for Mazinho. But at least there's like a full minute left on the clock to play with, so they can slow it down. They can stay composed. You can see sAw have split this defense up already. 1 in each main part of the map. 1 in middle, 1 A, 1 B.
I'd almost be surprised if Blitz doesn't just come back to the A bomb site with the bomb. At the moment, they're parked up looking for pushes. Here's a little round of utility. Okay, so they're going to fake it. They're going to take everyone off the B bomb site. They're going to let Blitz do this on his own, but he's only got, what, 8 HP? Like, they need kills here. If they don't get kills here on this push, it's all over.
Well, Roman out the back of the cake. It is 1 on Mazinho. 9-10, doing his best to drop the second, but he can't. So it's all on Blitz in a 1v2. You say it's all over. Well, Blitz will have to try and step up for this big clutch. He's planted. He's going into the temple. Perhaps aggression. Perhaps an unexpected position. Could get this into a 1v1 fight, but they've slowed down. Now they'll group up together. Mutera's not ready for this, but the low HP will cost Blitz. He needed an instant headshot, and without that, he is too easy to take down.
I think he was putting together as well. Heard the footsteps of the second player, and he was trying to formulate what kind of a move he was going to make after the kill and just didn't actually secure it. Still, 3 kills. Money's still going to be a really big problem for sAw, even though they do recover the AWP. Drop some weapons over to teammates, and Mongols with this plant obviously going to be buying. Good smoke deployed by sAw to shut down this hit, not letting Mongols stream out wide up to the pillar after the trade. Yeah, get hyped up.
Yeah, something to be positive about for sAw finally. The problem is Mongols built up a lot of money, so their buy is back again and it's strong, and they've got leftover cash. Oh, Senzu, uncomfortable things heat up for him, and he gets evaporated by Udrix. Advantage here with sAw.
Good deep Molotov and aggression behind it. Double peek to secure the opening kill. Muterus going to be burned out of his location.
Not nice from Muterus. At least he doesn't have to round that corner, but still not a comfortable spot for him. Flash is coming out. Oh, he starts to spray wildly. Techno able to take him out. Now Story, this is committed with AWP, and okay, Story. He writes his own with that no-scope, and he's got a chance now to go forward. This is ridiculous from Story. Sick hold in middle. He puts himself in danger's way. It turns out he is the danger. Mazinho's left alone, and this round feels done.
Almost able to break through. Aggressive, assertive play from Story pays off. He's even going to get a quad kill. Just hold the angle. Mazinho's going to swing right into it. 4 kills for Story, and he's got sAw into this map. Things should be a little bit easier for them as they have some money. They can rebuy, they can replenish utility, and this is the best they've looked all half. Timeout from Mongols.
Still have enough money to get another good buy here for the Mongols. It's 2 good gun rounds in a row going against them, though.
I love those jerseys.
They're so good.
They're nice.
The gold foil.
That's brilliant.
Mongols have always had pretty cool stuff, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, when your logo is Genghis Khan, that's, you know, it's a good starting point.
It is a very good starting point.
It's a pretty sweet starting
it's
point.
Like, yeah, well, you can't just embrace that, I suppose. Going into battle with that, that's pretty sick. And the Mongols now out of their timeout. Back to the AK-47s. And Story is starting to be very dynamic. He's changing his starting position. He's over towards dark, making it unpredictable for Mongols to play around this AWP.
That's a good point. We've seen him in plenty of different locations. He was picked off at the B-bomb site the first time. Saw him at A main going 1-for-1 in middle the previous round with the quad kill. Now playing Canals, so trying to make sure TheMongolz is always going to be a little bit worried about where he's positioned. Smoke a little bit off. But it's still going to pull a push from A, and Mizzino handles it, even dropping down, prepared for the fight, and now an A split is on. Mutiris is going to have to push forward after this kill, but he can't find it, and that should be the round.
Yeah, it does feel like it. Oh, 910 was trying to cut those rotations off and seal the deal. Still looks like it's very likely with that follow-up utility coming in.
Yeah, there's still another smoke available for Mizzino he can chuck out, but I don't even think sAw is going to think about going for this. Already parked at the B-bomb site is Ujerks, going to be joined up by Roman. Story's going to be there as well. So 7 for TheMongolz on this T side of Anubis. Led by Blitz, 12-3.
Yeah, Blitz is off to a real heater. It's good to have an IGL that's capable of fragging so heavily.
It's interesting, completely separate topic.
Okay. I was like, all right, you're following up. What's so interesting about that?
I have no transition for that one. Just move along.
All right.
Just because, I mean, we had the interview from Mutiris, and he's kind of made his comments. End of the season was tough for us, but the big conversation, or part of the conversation, focusing on Barry, you know, someone who's coming in doesn't speak the language, and I've had a couple of those, right? Like, you know, I think the big one would be Devil Walk with Bad News Eagles, and
or Peacemaker with Tyloo.
Yeah, and it's fun seeing all the teams and coaches who have kind of gone down that route are all saying the same thing. Is like, it's fine communicating outside the game in theory, right? Like when we have the time to talk about things, very valuable. But when we're in games, all he needs to know is when we're losing our shit, like whenever we're freaking out, and that's when he needs to rein us back in. But he doesn't need to understand, you know, all the details of the communication.
Sometimes it's hard to know for the TheMongolz, though. Imagine standing behind them. You know, you don't know their emotions. When they win their biggest match ever, it's the same as losing. Ooh! Story boosted up a tower of terror as he looks down on Mizzino. And that's sAw ahead on players here with a lot of time still left in this round. And the TheMongolz shaping up for their final attack already. It's going to be into this B-bomb site.
Roman took a lot of damage from a Molotov in towards E-box earlier, so he's got to go passive. So this B-bomb site is available for the taking, or is it? Instant headshot.
It's big from Roman. Now Techno charged into the fight. 910 with him. And if Techno was able to find that follow-up into the cave, then this would have been completely back on. But it's at 1 versus 2. It's doable here for 910, especially with that utility. It gives him crucial seconds to play with for the plant. Now going through the smoke. Mutiris makes a wild maneuver. And fortunately for him, Aris Dosse comes through dark at the right time to get the trade. But that could have easily gone the other way.
He had to force himself into that fight for the trade as well. He ran through the Molotov. All that damage is from flames. So that's almost a 1v2, or I should say a 2v1 given away to TheMongolz. Awkward time for Aris Dosse to get involved, but he salvages the op after all is said and done, and we're heading into the final round of the first half and a second timeout from TheMongolz. They really want number 8.
Two timeouts in the half for the TheMongolz, and 8 rounds, obviously, very doable. Well, the problem is, our money is actually broken right at the end here to a very fragile state. So they're going with the AKs on 2, Khalil out for Techno, and the rest will have to play with pistols. So I've done a decent job at recovering this half. If they get 5, that's actually more than I was expecting from them based on how the first few gun rounds went. Big part of that is obviously a massive step up in performance from Story since that AWP came out on him.
Well, the past 4 rounds, right? They've won 3 of the last 4, but it did look like they were just getting buried there for a certain time. So shout out to Story. It was his quad kill in middle with the AWP that kind of got this started, got them fired up.
Now it's TheMongolz getting buried.
Bombs outside the A-bomb site. This looks like it'll be a split. They did win a Tech 9 low buy round with one single hero AK-47 earlier. It was faster paced, but same concept. And there's a lot of real estate for Mongols to work with in middle.
Muterus. Utility at the ready here. Camry's got just a slight pixel. We can spot them cross over, and you'll toss that Cinder down, and now they come right through it. He didn't get his gun out. It's a little awkward, and Arisdose once again having to bail Muterus out of this hole, but he can't get the third kill. Techno's already at heaven, so he's cutting this rotation off as they come back in. Looks like Mongols are staring at a chance for 8th rounds if this fight goes their way, and Techno annihilates you jerks. Now keeping both of these remaining players of sAw out of the fray at the moment. Techno just stands up at heaven and shuts sAw out of this round. Roman must attempt it, and both of the remaining players of Mongols are low. They're damaged goods, and Roman goes charging right into Techno, who pretty much single-handedly secures that 8-4 scoreline for the Mongols. Extreme Masters Cologne and 2024. And we've got ourselves sAw versus Mongols in the opening day of the play-in. And it's 8-4 currently, the Mongols leading the way over sAw. They were able to find a little patch of form in that first half, but it's not enough to feel confident about the Portuguese just yet, Jason.
No, not at all. But I think too, like they took some untimely losses right in that first half. That first gun round, full gun round, I think at 3-1 or 4-1 when Story gets picked off with the AWP. Would have been nice if they could have gotten started earlier. Let's see what TheMongolz is going to have on the CT side. Story's come to play today. He's got the right pillow.
Yeah, he's definitely got the firm pillow right now. And that P250, that's why you pick it up. On the T-side pistol, we got some range on it. Mazinho just getting a one and ducking out. Story's still trying to fight and keep them pinned back at dark.
And he's doing a good job. Mazinho's the only one here. He's like, hey guys, help.
Yep, please
somebody.
Well, Muterus now senses the timing on Techno with all those steps to come through dark and take him out. Story, it's an elevated position to try and fight mid, but Blitz charging down those steps, making noise. He sees the shadow, goes for the fight, but Story just annihilates him. Muterus is pushed all the way through to spawn, and so he's got that kill on Mazinho. That's the round. sAw have won the pistol. It'll be 8-5.
That P250 controlled so much in the middle part of the map, preventing them from shifting around and sliding between the bomb sites as well. The little bit of a fake towards the A bomb site really threw that defense into chaos. TheMongolz never got a good read of where sAw was heading. And so it's game on. sAw take the pistol within 3 rounds now at 5-8. And they can close this gap. But it really is all about Story at the moment, 14-10. We have not seen that kind of rifling strength out of the sAw squad just yet. They'll need it in the second half to complete this comeback. This is the map pick of sAw. Up next is Ancient, picked by TheMongolz, obviously, and Dust2 would be a third and deciding map if we need to get there. It's nice having BO3s on day one.
Oh, dude, it's so sick.
We're normally cruising through one mappers.
Yeah, usually it's like BO1s and we're done, but we're going to BO3s all the way through today. And if you missed that news, well, there you go. Now you've got plenty of best of 3 action all throughout the first few days of the play-in. 910 crawling his way up through the darkness and up into the fight with Roman. So half of his health gone off the back of that shot with the scout. He's getting peppered and finally destroyed. Story sent that bullet through the smoke.
He's really going for it. Oh, smoke blown open. Blitz almost down. Again, just spamming that scout. And I think now is when sAw just start to move in behind the cover of that smoke. And TheMongolz will have to take these weapons into the next round. They can't do anything to challenge here. So 6-8 is now the scoreline, or will be the scoreline in, what, 50 seconds, 45 seconds?
I'll say 46 seconds.
It's no counter. We can't actually test this.
Someone at home, keep count right now. Get your stopwatch out. But this is, that save call might make that problematic. So 6 rounds for sAw, and way back into the game now, picked up off the back of a solid start in the second half. A lot of Counter-Strike today. We've got 4 BO3s on this stream and the other.
8 best of 3s today.
That's a lot of Counter-Strike.
That's a lot of best of 3s. There's Dose. Oh, he's going to end up dying. I'm surprised Senzu doesn't just grab that AK-47 and bail out. He knows he's getting wrapped behind, and it all goes to waste. A couple decent kills at the end. 2 rounds now separating these teams, and TheMongolz on a full save.
Speaking of save,
yeah.
Do you think Liquid is going to save the region now, Jason? North America have got a couple of teams here in the play-in. Is this finally time we see them come back?
Way to tie that together.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what they've got. Obviously, it was wonderful watching the Blast Liquid with the run that they had. Being able to replicate the win over Na'Vi not once but twice was sweet. Really good T-sides from Twist and Liquid at various moments. Ultimate had his big moments. Yakinder was looking revitalized. Naf is still looking like a beast.
Your second LAN for Tier 1 being IEM Cologne for Ultimate, it's gonna be fun. This is about to be very quick though. As soon as that MAC-10 rounds the corner through dark, should get some extra money. And it's all destroyed now for the TheMongolz. Defense 8-7. The gap is now just 1 round. And that's a massive start here for sAw. You just can't let TheMongolz come into the first gun round and win it comfortably. Ever since we shouted out Blitz for how many, I think it was 12 and 3 at one point, he just hasn't got a kill since then.
Yeah, it's been a little bit quiet over there, hasn't it? Let's see if they can get their CT side started immediately. Keep this lead in their favor. Up on 9-10. Everyone else has rifles with full utility, so looking good for the defensive setup. No kits, which is a little bit of a bummer. Yep. But if you never let them plant, it doesn't matter.
Exactly. The mentality is you just got to win before that happens. And the flash for Blitz. He's about to set up an aggressive maneuver outside of A main right now. It was Dosse caught by the flash. Here's a follow-up chance from Mazinho. And he absolutely wrecked Story. Muteris can't really fight because he's the bomb. If he goes down at the bottom of the stairs, it's completely over. So he doesn't overextend, he doesn't peek, but that's Saw down 2 players already, and it doesn't look like they're going to get to plant right now, Jason.
No, Senzu's in a good position as well. This is being watched by 9-10 with the ult, but he can't win the fight. But that's the bomb. Muteris, if he tries to cross over, 9-10 will definitely pick him off.
Here comes Techno now. He's up, trying to defend Dark. It's one quick headshot from Techno. 9-10 went down, but Techno cleans up the rest. And Muteris now with the bomb has to beeline in towards the A side. The time it takes to throw at AWP, it's actually allowed that adjustment for Mazinho to come in, so he's rotated over.
How did 9-10 lose that? Oh, did he get a leg shot?
Yeah, must have done, yeah. Muteris 16 health.
Yeah.
Limps into the site, does not get the plant, and the Mongols will pick up the round.
Did chuck away the AWP.
That's big.
So a little bit of economic damage, forcing that rebuy, and actually they can't even afford it at the moment.
That was really cool for the Mongols. I like that aggressive A play.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like that was expected whatsoever from sAw. First gun round, they probably have an idea of how they want to start this T side, what they want to attack, and to try and kind of set up things they can exploit down the road, and weren't prepared for the aggressive flashbang from Mongols to get that opening double from Mazinho. 9-7. Second timeout used by sAw, both teams with 1 remaining.
Unable to tie up the game in their first attempt here, so once again the gap extends in favor of Mongols. The AK is still good on sAw, still enough to get a good buy.
This is the last buy that sAw will have. After this, it's kind of a save. I mean, depending on how many rifles they bring forward or plant or how many kills they get and they want to force up, but this is where like that hard work of bringing the scoreline back.
Same could be said though if they win this round for the Mongols, right? They don't have a whole lot of cash left over for the CTs.
This feels like, is sAw going to keep it competitive, or do they have to kind of embark on a comeback again in the last stages of this? Oh,
this is a little awkward because Senzu thought he had a bit of a gap to spot out Muteris, and they just cross in, blow open that smoke. Now the attack is coming in from 2 fronts of the site, and it's another collapse here for the Mongols B defense. It's just a heads-up play into that B bomb site from sAw. Just split it as early as possible. And that is sAw just crashing down upon them.
That's some awesome utility work from sAw as well. Like 2 defenders at that bomb site, obviously an E-box that we saw, and back, on platform just get drilled with grenades as sAw is coming in. Like catch them full on. Nothing Mongols can do. It's gone the other direction, and sAw will indeed keep it close. They can fight and claw. Mongols at a breaking point with the economy. Next round's going to be real weird for them.
Yeah, well, not even just keep it close, keep it clean too, right? They're 5 players up right now.
Yeah.
That could change with this fight coming down on the beach, but this will help grow that economy and stabilize things for a little further. And Mazinho doing his best to remove some weapons. Not bad. He nearly took 3 with him to the grave. When he's out of there, and Mongols don't save a single player, money is down to 3.5k average. They'll be upgraded pistols, but surely no buy.
I was gonna say,
want to go for it?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing as you. I was like, no way they should kind of force this one. And also, I think it's a little too early to burn your 3rd and final timeout, but if you're gonna go for a buy here, it feels like you'd want to go for that timeout to have the moment to talk. So they do invest on Blitz. They keep enough money in the bank. He's the only one who really invests this much money. Everyone else is staying pretty chill. So once again, a hero rifle. It worked for him the first half. Let's see what he can do here on the CT side. Nothing.
Oh, that's pretty clean from Roman.
That's very clean from Roman.
Oh, the M4. It was in his hands.
It was an idea. It was there.
Not for long. Some ideas crash and burn. And they can't get that M4 back. So, surprisingly, the game is tied up now. sAw got a good start on the T side, and starting to really rack up rounds.
All they've done at the moment is replicate the kind of success that Mongols had in the first half, right? Like they're kind of both teams even keel on how their T sides have performed, which is big early start, exploiting low economy for the CT side. And sAw showed us they could kind of figure it out and plant their feet in the first half to put some rounds on the board. They got 4 CT sides, 4 CT rounds, and Mongols going to have to do the same thing. And certainly Roman's going to be able to rack a couple more kills up. Quad kills so far. And Techno's sliding back like he wants to give him a chance for the ace.
That's what we're all thinking.
This is weird. I mean, this is kind of crazy when the success of sAw that we've seen this year was mostly predicated on like Dust2 and Ujurks having disgustingly strong rifle performances. Right now, it's Story, obviously, who's been there this whole map, but yeah. Roman and Mutiris are the next guys. The two kind of engines that you think about with this team aren't putting a whole lot in at the moment.
Well, I'm going to say that's probably the first ace of Cologne. I don't know what's happened on the other stream, but definitely our first ace.
You can be confident in that one, I think.
Roman picks it up. All 5 kills locked in. The Roman Empire begins.
How'd that happen? Pretty good?
Germans kind of ended it, so, you know, he's coming back. He's back. No Empire lasts forever, Jason.
No, certainly not.
The Mongols know all about that. Is their scoreline? No. Falls away completely.
Now we're going way, way back.
Tied up 9-9. A timeout for sAw here.
Let's see what they've got. Op again in the hands of 910. It's back. Blitz has to descend to the MP9. But still a strong buy. And that's the final timeout for Mongols.
Mongols in their T-half attempted just a straight-up A play at a similar point in the half. It didn't go so often. They were stalled out. Seems like it's a similar situation here for sAw, but they're just charging right through. Story got caught by flashbang. Mazinho does pretty well. But his teammates are not committed inside of the site with him, so they're going to actually get blasted out of there.
Oh, that's a tough kill to take. Tough kill to take just as you're about to line up for the retake. Mazinho gave you a man advantage, and you've handed it right back. Blitz has swapped to the AWP. The big strength of this is going to be Techno coming in on the flank.
Here comes Senzu through storage. Looks to pack them up, but it is Ujurks that'll take Senzu out of this round, and sAw's post plan is looking like it is going to come out on top. Roman's focused on camera, but he's got to realize now Techno's coming in from main. They're trying to find a kill here, but they're not picking it up. They haven't been able to find even a foothold in this site to climb their way back into it, but Techno finally strikes. Blitz with that shot back. It's all Mutiris, and it all falls apart for sAw, but time is the enemy, and there's not enough of it for the Mongols. They're going to get out of there, and that is sAw to head to 10 rounds. They've now taken the lead on Anubis, and it is not clean. It is very close, but no kit stops the Mongols.
This T side from sAw is looking really, really good so far. They've been successful pretty much everywhere on the map, exploiting B with a sick execute in the previous gun round. Now, even though Mazinho gets a double kill, they still have such a strong position when they get into this bomb site, able to hold off for any idea of a retake. Looking real good in this second half, and Mongols is scrambling. 6-1 run since we switched sides. 6 of the last 7 in the favor of sAw.
But I think that post plan is a little warning to sAw of how quickly it can fall apart right at the end. That gotta tighten things up once that bomb goes down.
Ooh, aggressive peek, like the first gun round.
Oh, flash is good. On the spam through the wood, he can still go for it. He's actually committing to this around the corner. Mazinho, I don't know how he's got away with that.
Oh, repeat.
Oh my god, 910 goes into that fight, and he actually wins that kill back. So, off the back of the craziness, it's a 3v3. I really don't know how Mongols have managed that, to be honest.
It's so mental. I can't believe Vizino actually swung for that deep out of A main.
So, yep, no one's expecting this. I'm just going to run.
Best case scenario, that's 1 for 1. Well, the defense is spread thin. 1 at B, 1 in middle, 1 in A. And they have no intentions at the moment of joining up. So Techno, you're calling for support because you're on your own. Blitz can shift over, but he'll be blocked off by smoke. And sAw is being oh so patient.
Right now it is oh so quiet.
Give him a flashbang.
910 goes back. Nice shot. Roman taken out with no problems. 45 seconds left. And 910 will drop back to Cake. Another position taken.
They're trying to execute a fake a little bit off that B pressure, so they didn't want the flashbang, but obviously leaves them very exposed to 910 holding an angle.
Oh, unfortunate. That Molotov forces 910 into an uncomfortable spot. Now Story goes for the peep, but 910 nails that shot. Turns his back as Blitz. Goes down. 910 doesn't defend him. And Muterus now is left in a 1v2. 20 seconds left. 910 crosses into the open with a USP in hand and had the information possibly that Muterus was low, so finished him off. It is now 10-10. We're all tied up again. And this opening game, it is so back and forth.
It's getting brawly now, too. I don't think either team
has... wild plays. Like Mazinho, the crazy at the start of this round.
Yeah, that was a bit much. No timeout to slow this down at all, so these teams are just kind of, you know, play on. Mongols, no money left in the bank. Blitz with 14 and Vizino with $1,300. That's it. Same with sAw. Big swing round for how the later stages of this map will go.
Ooh, Aristose, does he sense a gap? Does he feel like there's an opening, but his own teammate just mollied that opening off? So he can't really take the pathway wanted. That stalls him out. Senzu to drop him from jail. Roman locks Techno up. And Molotovs coat the back of the platform. It is absolutely brilliant from sAw. Entering that B site. Once again, perfect utility. Making it uncomfortable for the Mongols. And they can't do anything about it.
No, it feels like because Mongols have been playing so much more passive at this B bomb site on the CT side compared to sAw, like the avenue to get your foothold on these executes is there for sAw, and that's what they're exploiting. They're getting in with 1 kill and then having the angles to keep the defense deep in the choke points. And sAw just battering down this defense.
It's not like you have resources to fall back on here, either of your Mongols.
No, you got the resources you have is the AWP and the M4. That's it.
Blitz can get an M4 as well, but it's tough. It is very tough now for the Mongols. Lose this, and the first map is very likely going in favor of sAw. This is sAw's map pick. They want to come out swinging in Cologne. It would be considered an upset if sAw were able to take Mongols out today. Actually, it turns out it's a really good buy here for Mongols considering what they had. So they'll maximize everything, get the AWP 3 kits as well, and M4s on every one of their riflers.
Yeah, that full losing bonus really helped them out. Saved weapons, allowed them to drop some M4s over. You must deliver here.
Oh, timing. Blitz gets caught. Muterus up top. Just takes that headshot on the flick on over.
And that should be the sign, too, that there's an AWP covering for that kind of a push.
Story goes down. Senzu able to get rid of him. It is a 1-for-1 start to this. If Story had won that fight, 5v3, and we're looking at 12 rounds for sAw. But this is still doable now for the Mongols, but a step too far from Senzu.
This time they're getting kind of lured because they've been punished with passive setups at this B bomb site. They're trying to maintain that aggression and trying to maintain position in towards E-Box and Dark, but man, they're just getting forced back. sAw playing it so well and patient for those pushes.
Oh, big shot.
Huge trade.
And now it's a 1v2 at 910. It's going to blow open that smoke inside of Dark. Doesn't see anybody behind it. It's not an easy situation here. Oh, he's actually hit a random bullet there on Muterus. It's come out on top. Muterus took a step forward. Now dropping back to the platform is Ujerks, but he could have gone anywhere. And 910 has used his incendiary already. He can't clear out that position. 910 goes for the smoke, and now so close to the kill. But regardless, it is 12 rounds now for sAw. Map point on Anubis.
12 rounds and nothing saved over for Mongols. Everything's going to be a reinvestment. They should have a decent buy. But the way that sAw has come back into the second half is so impressive. Mongols' defense is nowhere to be found.
It did feel like with the inaccuracy of Udrex there was suddenly a chance to win that 1v2.
And he made that footstep that 9-10 swings to. Yeah, the little bit of luck goes his way. It was there.
Sometimes you need it just to win these maps, these closely contested maps.
Oh, missing a lot of nades, missing kits, which has already had an impact in this map.
Very tough. And that B strike, when they go in for this execute on the B bomb site, it has been so good from sAw. And if you have nothing to combat that, if you have nothing to slow them down, this could be a walk in the park for sAw. A walk into the B bomb site, because 3 players from this defense positioned at A, only 2 defending the B bomb site right now.
And it's such a luxury for Story with the AWP. He's just like, oh, like you guys are out of utility, huh? Nothing smoking this off. I'll take the opportunity to just park here for 30, 40 seconds.
I just got to worry about a split, but the push is coming. This is aggressive from the Mongols, trying to get proactive. That kill from Senzu allows them to not reveal that aggressive maneuver. So Dust2 doesn't have info that there is a pack of players now making their way through the water.
They're being so patient because there's a flank coming in through Temple. Udrex basically has to do everything. He needs 2 kills here to crack this open, and he's been spotted. Good awareness from Techno.
Yeah, that is great awareness to have eyes on that. And now this B bomb site has everybody ready to hold, ready to push through to 11 rounds. Back and forth, these fights go down though, and the numbers are starting to edge out just slightly to the Mongols, but Mazinho pulls out the sidearm, and the confusion as sAw walk into a heap of players, and they get stopped at the door. This map is not done yet. In fact, we are staring at a possible overtime.
Yeah, we really are. P250s, Tech 9s, 1 AK-47 on Roman with no utility. Mongols have just barely held on here. One final shot at it. But here's the thing now, with this kind of a buy, you have 4 Tech 9s and an AK-47. Surely you get a little crazy with the speed. Yeah, surely you get a little crazy with the pacing, and they've been I'm not going to say slow, but they've been measured throughout this half. Man, an uppercut here, a pace change could be really brutal for Mongols.
No, it doesn't look like that's happening. He's spread out, and the smoke blows open. 9-10. Taking 20 damage off it.
I don't know. Look how much control they have in mid.
Good now accelerate into this A plate. Mazinho utility severs off the attack. As Dose commits beyond the fire.
The only one to commit beyond the fire. That's a little... He didn't call off the push where the rest of his teammates were like, no, wait. He was already going through.
Yeah, he's definitely ready for that. Minute and 8 seconds left as this attack is about to come in towards Mazinho. And his M4, oh, here's a step. He's ready now. He's got that M4 out, and he goes into the fight. Mazinho gets one, blitz with the other. And now he's got to realize the camera's a possibility. Udrex charging down towards him with a Tech 9, and it is overtime, ladies and gentlemen. The opening map here on the B stream, unless Roman can stop them and pick up a last-second victory. He's going to get that bomb back, and he has got time.
Man, sAw could never actually... They were never able to actually take control and be the ones to pull the trigger on that hit. They got stalled out after Dose goes down going through the Molotov, and then from there it's the Mongolian defenders who can actually step forward and take a chance and come up with a plan and put a stop to everything. Overtime on map 1 here at the B stream of IEM Cologne.
Mazinho has a couple of great rounds here over on the B bomb side, and just breaking apart any potential for sAw to get into the A site. That's going to be frustrating for sAw to get to map points and just watch it slide away. You had Mongols with no utility. You had the chance, you had the perfect opportunity to knock them down. And now money, no longer a problem for either of these squads. sAw with a standard.
I wonder if we're going to see sAw like kind of move into this with how much space they got in the middle in the last round. I wonder if they noticed that, because they've abused B so many times that I think the Mongols, that's why you see third defender parked there pretty much, the first 30 seconds of this round so far, is they're so concerned at how weak that B defense has been that they're taking resources away from middle, which opens up the opportunity to split. And there was never presence, never information, and this defense just gets wiped out.
Yeah, it's a great start here from sAw, and it looks like it'll be a fantastic finish. And Story had eyes on the beach. Just on the other side of the map. Now, see Mongols with Blitz still at B. Techno's just hanging around for an exit kill. But 13 to 12. Solid team effort across the board here from sAw. You've got Roman, 22 kills. Muter's 20. Story's one away from getting 20 himself.
So 19?
Yeah. You know, you gotta vary it. Numbers are boring, Jason. Different ways of saying it. Could have had like 21 kills and got a team kill, you know?
Techno's 3 away from 20 if we want to play that game.
That's how we're just gonna measure everything now, I suppose. 19 away from 20. 13 to 12 though. sAw's chances reopen in overtime. Double up setup for the Mongols.
sensAw's had a really rough game.
I gotta try something.
Might be just a straight up lack of confidence of like, I'm just getting swung and peeked and can't do anything, so give me the ult.
He's many kills away from 20.
Yeah.
sensAw. Getting back into the site. He's gonna play from the platform at Glizzy.
Mongols stacked 3 players at the B bomb site last round early on. And they've now double stacked in middle because that's been exploited a couple of times. So sAw is tactically a step or 2 ahead of this Mongols defense.
sensAw sees the hand of his chosen victim, but not enough to extend around that corner for that AWP to strike. Now utility is starting to heat things up for sensAw. Get out of the fire. And he does. He peeks in for the kill. Second shot not connecting. He has to go back to this, and now he's under so much pressure because he's running out of bullets in that, and the grenade will finish him off. sensAw tries to stay alive as long as possible. This flank. Oh, Blitz didn't have his gun out in time. Now as Dust2 catches the perfect timing to go and get rid of that B flank.
Oh, and he's picked up the bomb now. Had to drop away. Will they be aware of Mazzino? He's had a great game so far. He'll continue.
Yeah, he's really found himself a good spot there to stop that bomb from getting over. Muter is now with a 1v2, separates it into this final fight against 910. The AWP close quarter combat is not a comfortable spot, but 910 does not care about that. Ties up the game 13 to 13.
Uteris could sense there was a little aggressive push coming on that plant. That timing was there, but 910 gets way, way closer than he expected off that fake tap. Back into the double up setup for the Mongols, and who takes the lead going into the second half of overtime?
This really has been a brawl pretty much the entire game so far. And that's a great start for sAw, but there's a second op waiting for you.
There's individually been some sloppiness, which tends to happen in the brawly games, but we're seeing a lot of repeats.
Oh my god, 910, no way. What is this? What is this play? With the AWP and missed shot. And yeah, that is kind of the expected result. And he goes down. Mazzino now at camera, trying to make up for it, and his spray is wild and undeadly. It is now Techno and sensAw in a 2 versus 4. What the hell happened in this round, Jason?
That's what I'm saying. When it gets brawly like this, like you see like a lot more like risk taking, and I think that's one thing the Mongols haven't been able to calm down here on Anubis throughout both halves.
Well, at least it was interesting.
Like, I don't think Story needed to take that re-peek. 910 didn't need to make that push.
Not at all. But it is.
But here we are.
Yeah, here we are, and it's sAw in the lead again. 14 to 13. Looking for 16. That's the magic number here today. There's Story, that first kill. Yeah, we didn't get to see the re. But yeah, I'm sure there's the what the heck is the Alper doing it here? sAw struggled at the start of the CT half, mainly because they didn't have a good buy.
Both teams, right? Both teams really struggled at the start. I mean, Mongols struggled pretty much the whole way through into the last few rounds.
Yeah, but now sAw is starting with all the resources. Maybe the CT is going to be a little different. Might get to see a stronger face from sAw, enough to perhaps get them out of this first map with a victory, and that is a beautiful opening move from Uteris, charging through the water, charging through the canal, right into the opening kill. As Dust2 goes to the double pump, and it's this time 910 that will fall.
Oh, executed just so perfectly, exactly as sAw draws it up. 5 on 3, and now they've got 2 players in middle ready to handle this final push.
Muris ready around that corner. M4 should be getting one intact. It's Story Sniper that strikes first. And the Mongols are collapsing here. It is looking increasingly likely that they're going to be ripped open by the sAw. 1 round needed. They've got a couple of chances here.
What a nice push. All the utility is showing signs for that kind of a push, that kind of a collapse. But dual-pronged from sAw, up canals from A main as well. Huge advantage provided, and then an easy cleanup. 2 chances to close out this map.
Barry's liking what he's seeing.
They had 2 chances in regulation as well. This is going to be 3rd and 4th opportunity to just take the first map in the series, move us on to Ancient.
They got to do it this time. And it'll break Blez heart to watch the Mongols fall in the first map, but there's hope. It's best of 3s here, Jason. No one of those BO1s. There is still obviously the opportunity with the map pick of Mongols coming up next. And this could go again. This could go to OT once more. Why not kick off Cologne with a multiple overtime extravaganza?
Well, Story's been good throughout this map with the AWP. 3 defenders here at the bomb site as the execute comes in.
Oh my
Story
God.
doubles up.
Yeah, that is one way to start off this round. 3v5 for the Mongols to try and recover. And it does not look likely at all. That might be the end of this chapter. This Anubis will come crashing down on the Mongols. It is 16-13 for sAw. And it is prolonged for a few moments longer.
Did Roman just go for a knife?
He was, you know, that is the rule. You try and close it, and now you give him chances. 9-10, 2 kills back. He does have the bomb. He does have a small chance, a very small chance, because Ujerx covers off that window, and finally, this first map is over. It is sAw that come out on top. Anubis, their map pick locked in, and their debut here in Cologne is a victory over the Mongols on map 1. Want to force Dust2 in this series, Jason. It feels like there's a chance, given how close that first map was.
I mean, yeah, definitely. And I mean, given what we know Mongols can do, I think that was a rough first map for them. I don't think they looked as sharp as we've seen them in the past. I think they got lost a little bit in some mid-rounds, some aggressive plays, some individual plays. They kind of got away from some of that fundamental teamwork. And let's be real, sAw worked them on the T side, tactically outplayed them. Helped, obviously, by a weak bomb site defense at the B site, but still outcalled, and we were a step ahead through most of their T side half. Now on Ancient, we get to switch things up a little bit, and there's Roman to kick things off.
Yeah, it's a switch up with that kill on Senzu. Now Arisdoche goes into the aggressive play on Techno. Those Jewel Berettas gunslinging their way down the B lane. 9-10 has the play that really could have stepped back into the round for the Mongols, but that was it. And now they're left with 2 players locked out of B, and Story's cut the rotation off to the A side of things. So this is a tough start. sAw have had some really sort of aggressive CT setups throughout this series so far, and that's another one, but using the pistol.
Yeah, they haven't really enjoyed sitting back on their heels and waiting, have they? They've kind of gone and taken things.
And Mongols have kind of struggled with that so far throughout the series.
Good pistol round. Aggression down middle. Little help from the dualies in lane. And that's a pretty simple pistol round for sAw to take and open up with.
Look at them, Barry. Look at them.
So Mongols not wanting to get into a forced by war. They weren't even close to a bomb plant, so standard second round eco after that.
I wonder what Barry thinks about when he's just listening to Portuguese this whole time.
Maybe he's just enjoying a good game of Counter-Strike, or maybe he's on Duolingo during the game, you know?
He's looking at his note cards.
That's the thing, Duolingo, I don't know if you've ever tried it, Jason, but that little bird is the most passive-aggressive creature in existence.
I've heard that. I've dabbled. I've never really committed myself to the Duolingo experience, but I've heard stories.
As an American, you don't need any other language.
No.
Muterus mutilates them. Arisdoche there with him, and a 2-0 start for the side of sAw. How many sAw movies are there, Jason?
Oh man, I don't know. I'm not into that style. I think there's like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Aren't there? There's a ton.
There might even be more sAw movies.
There might actually be like 9. I think they've gone a little bit crazy.
I knew they typed in Jaws movies. No, they should have stopped after 1.
How many sAw movies you got up there?
6.
Bang.
There you go, Jason.
Right on the money.
That's why if you ever need a question answer, you go to Jason. Blitz with that easy opener on towards Muterus. Story's trying to get aggressive with that MP9, trying to free him up a little bit. Here comes a second as Udrex that goes down. Very fortunate. Oh my goodness, I thought they were going to get a second kill there through the wood, but somehow that MP9 gets away.
This is where that aggression is kind of a bummer for sAw, because it's like, yeah, you have so many of these MP9s, you want to do something, maybe you can catch them off guard, get a little bit close, but you've also like just kind of, an opportunity's gone away from you to do something unique with those, and actually, Roman brings it back into a doable situation, but Story had already started cheating over towards the other side of the map. Aris Dulce is pushing up. Maybe they can get this kill in middle if Mazzino doesn't find the escape route quick enough, but it's going to be the first round for Mongols. Ooh. Cue that Jaws music, Dinko.
Dun-dum. Dun-dum. Bum, 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 bum. Here comes.
I really sold you out with that one because they were so far away from each other.
Yeah, it's like a very long.
I was hoping you'd keep it going. It was really a social experiment.
Yeah, you're just trying to embarrass me in front of all these people.
In front of all your closest friends.
Yeah, there's actually, I embarrassed myself. There's actually 10 sAw movies, so not even 6. There's 10.
I was right twice. I was right when you were incorrect, and I was right when you were correct.
See, I was just backing you up, Jason. The most recent one was last year.
Yeah.
That one looks messed up. Don't watch it if you're not the legal age, I suppose. Just throwing out there. I don't know if there's any legal repercussions of that.
Yeah, because underage kids have never gone to see R-rated movies.
Never.
That doesn't happen.
I watched sAw when I was a child. I'm kind of fine. Oh, over on the A stream, it was quite a comeback from FlyQuest. So interested in seeing that result.
Yeah, both opening games going to overtime, both opening games close affairs. Love to see it.
Yeah.
A taste of what's to come all week.
Oh, yeah. Rifle on rifle action, finally. 9-10. Ooh, random bullet from Roman. He's not too far off of it. And the mid-control now being established by the Mongols. They'll smoke out red. Peeking off the ledge.
Some of these... Oh,
there we go. Finally, one comes through the smoke.
Yeah, but all the close ones were coming from the... We saw them from the sAw perspective. They were almost there, and it's just Senzu who delivers it back. Good kill for him. He had a very rough opening map of Anubis, especially at that B defense. Seeing if he can bounce back here on Ancient.
Muterus. Ooh. Did he just see a tip? Oh, he's seen 2 now. He lines them up. It's actually a bit of a team kill going on down there. A little cannibalism here in Cologne.
But there's no A defense anymore. It's all on this push. Shadow shows. Techno's not ready for the second, but it's still a recovery mission for Roman and Aris Dulce. Bomb in middle is a little dangerous from Senzu, but he's going to make the path. There's no kit on the CT sides either.
Oh, Aris Dulce. Does he go through the smoke? He does. He keeps coming. And Senzu is aware of that possibility. So 3 kills for Senzu in the round. Roman to come back into the 1v2. It must be a retake attempt if he wants this. And there's no kit on the back of Roman, so he knows he has to move quite swiftly. There's no utility either to help him out. And that kit has been detected over towards a cave. So Roman now walking his way into the site. Mazzino still at default. He'll peek intermittently towards CT, but he's going to fall down. Roman somehow gets the chance and absolutely wrecks Mongols. That is a 1v2 that they want to get back, that they want to replay. And for sAw, it is 3-1 after a ridiculous round from Roman.
Oh, Senzu trying to be, I think, too good of a teammate there to ensure he gets that trade off the fight.
Could have just hid behind the big old box.
You got the time of that bomb for you. There's so many positions Roman had to worry about. He pulls a clutch out of nowhere, and that's going to be frustrating for Mongols. Such a well put together round that still manages to slip out of their grasp. It's a timeout called by sAw. Yeah, he's like, well, why? Why'd you let me do this? Are you guys okay?
All right, cool. Thank you, guys. It felt like they actually both players had the chance to shoot him first too. They were pretty inaccurate, especially Senzu in that last fight. I mean, the bullets are firing past him.
That's a tough one to take early on.
That's very frustrating.
So timeout out of the victory just to get everyone calmed down and centered and talk things over. Barry knows the money still isn't good for the CT side. Still right on that edge that they don't want to be pushed over. Mongolz going to buy right back up with the plant and a losing bonus that's building. Deep door smoke. Nice.
Nailed it. There's also a boosted alone towards his fastest rotator is Muterus, and he doesn't have a significant weapon here.
It's the weapon and it's a lack of utility as well, right? There's no counter flashes. There's no nade to throw into a choke point when he comes over. There's no Molotov to prevent them from swinging wide. So much is on Dust2.
He's the only player with utility, and he is now seeing the shadows. He knows there's multiple players inside of A now. But is Dust2 able to shut them down? That is the question. Utility coming in. He wants this fight. He takes the first. The second is even better, but this one's from Story, who's rotated over towards the temple. Now Muterus swings into the donut, spots out the 3 remaining players. They can now ready and steady themselves for this final attack into the A bomb site. Smoke is up. Story's canceled out. Now as Dust2 goes for the leap into main, knowing that it's clear, but that grenade will find him. It searches him out and draws these numbers to a 3v3. Blitz gets annihilated. Roman rolling in again. 9-10 with a 1v3 left inside of the site. And that flash has caught him perfectly into the open. Big shot back on Roman in the donut. And now it's 9-10 with one more to get. One last kill. And he can't get it done. Story with a USP. It is so close. It is so competitive. But once again, it's sAw.
They're so lucky to get out of this round. This is back-to-back rounds. They're fortunate to have the wins. The 1v2 from Roman and now this one, because I don't know how they misread the situation. That's what it felt like to me. Dust2 gets these 2 kills in main. From here, you have to be thinking, we don't have anyone in middle. They're probably splitting through donut. The MP9 kind of runs out into the open, gets eliminated. The AWP had started to shift away and rotate back towards middle, back towards the B bomb site. It didn't really feel like they were aware of the potential for danger coming from donut, so their recovery is critical.
And that's got to feel like one of these rounds again for the Mongols that they felt like they had a chance in, and it goes the other way. You're getting a lot of frustrating rounds just thrown at you time and time again here, and this is a tough situation to find yourself 1 map down and now 4-1 down on your map pick. A tech issue, it looks like, at the moment, so we'll try and get that one fixed as soon as possible and return to the action. Mongol is not able to communicate in this scenario. You're just going to have to sit and...
Might be a good thing, you know?
Could be a good reset.
Might be a good thing, yeah. Just let everyone have their, count to 10, deep breaths.
In through the nose, out through the mouth. Yeah. You doing any breathing work or anything sort of like in the mornings? Connor's been doing knee washing.
Knee washing?
Yeah, because you can't move your knees left and right that often, so he's like doing little circles and movements with his knees.
What do you mean you can't move your knees left and right?
Like, it's not, well, you can, but it's not like a very common move to do this, right? The sort of pendulum with your knees.
Okay, I gotcha.
So he's saying you need to move them in that direction to wash your knees and get all those clicks and cracks out.
Sure.
Recommend it, Jason, for a man of your experience.
Okay. Yeah. Glad you took that route.
Yeah.
No, I don't really have a morning routine in that fashion of breathing. Actually, I don't wash my knees.
No? Gross.
Seems like... Well,
I thought it was a tan, but yeah,
I
now
guess
I
that's
can
an
see
awkward
dirt.
phrasing all around, isn't it?
Well, the admin's on the job. The Mongols. I want to go to Mongolia and just see the little boot camps of players that they've got going on over there, because it feels like, oh damn, the Mongols 2 years ago pop onto the scene and you think, wow, this is a great collection of players, and suddenly they make some roster moves. You think, okay, it's not going to be as good as it was before, and then they bring in a random player you've never heard of in, and he's just sick, and they're all 17 years old, Jason. They're just fragging.
It's been one of like the great revelations of this team, is just like, how many players can you guys actually find in Mongolia? It's like they don't have the luxury of other European and American teams that can go out and find someone even from a different country that still speaks the language. Like, that's not available to them. So yeah, they're kind of playing this scouting game on nightmare mode, and it's panned out for them for most of this year. It just seems they've hit a little bit of a hitch lately.
I think they're in one of those big hitches right now, though, in this game, so lots of work to do to get back into it. This does seem like a bit of an extended tech issue. We've got the best in the biz. Trying to figure it all out.
They are. This tech team is a well-oiled machine. I give it 3 more minutes.
It's good you had checked your watch there, Jason.
Yeah. Started the time.
Oh, bubble gum.
That's not a bad bubble.
That was a good bubble.
And to blow a bubble like that, you have to commit to bubble gum. It's not
Yeah.
like the minty fresh stuff. That's like
You're getting the 1 second flavor, then just flavorless mush in your mouth.
I'm here to blow bubbles and shoot headshots, and at the moment, I've only got bubbles.
Bro, all the cool kids used to blow bubbles. Now that I haven't seen. When's the last time you've seen someone blow a bubble of chewing gum?
I think Alex had to do it at Pro League last season for a skit. So that was the last time I've seen someone, and we had to film it, we had to record it like 6 different times. So he ended up putting like 20 pieces of gum in his mouth because he had to keep refreshing. You know, when the sugar runs out of gum, you can't blow the bubbles.
Yeah.
You lose the proper consistency.
Yeah, it's all science, and we haven't really figured it out after years of bubble gumming. But
we figured it out. It's the sugar.
Yeah. Okay. We need more sugar then. More sugar. You're right. I had a bit of a shock when I arrived in Cologne because I walked down the hallway and we're all on the same floor. It's kind of cool. And I was meeting up with Blair for some lunch, and he said he's in the room next to me. So I'm like, okay. So I walk up. I'm standing outside his room, and I'm hearing rap music. I'm like, I might have got the wrong room. This can't be Blair, right? There's no metal. There's no screaming. There's no
Mongolian throat rap.
Yeah, it's just rapping. So he comes in. He opens the door. It's just Connor and I standing in the hallway. Blair's got a snapback cap the other way around, listening to rap music. I'm just like, what the hell have you done with Blair? What's happened? If he's been away for like a few weeks, and this is what's happened to him. He's changed.
Yeah, hello, fellow kids.
Exactly.
I listen to hip hop.
Yeah, next he's gonna be blowing bubbles. It's South Indian rap as well. It's something I've never heard before.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I think he's running. Oh, we're all back and ready to go. That tech issue is now resolved.
Within 3 minutes.
Yeah, within 3 minutes exactly. Hit stop the count. And let's get into this one. MP9s on 2. One for Roman, one for you jerks, and a FAMAS for Aris Dulce. And over the other side of things for the MongolZ, it's a 2 AKs, a Galil, and 2 MAC-10s. But this time for sAw, they have a bit more utility, but it might not matter because here comes this B rush, straight up B play, out of the tech issue, into the site. U-Jerks goes down, and what a sight to behold for the MongolZ. They just destroy the initial defense, and they follow up on the AWPer. It's a quick call, and one that has worked out very well.
That might be some of that experience they've gained at the top competition, that fast-paced pace change out of a tech pause where you know the opposition can't really talk to each other, can't really get any plan, and maybe miss a detail, and that works perfectly to get them back in the right direction.
Not only that, but it also smashes open the economy game again.
Yeah,
right?
It does. It breaks them.
sAw's money's all messed up, so they're going to go for some Kevlar, a couple of upgraded pistols, but nothing really all that comfortable. And you're going to shrink the gap to just 1 round off the back of that. So great work from MongolZ.
Letting some of this defensive utility expire and be spent. 3 smokes still for the sAw side of things. Oh, that's a way to start things off. 910's gonna get one. Roman coming through the smoke, trying to take advantage of a little chaos, is punished, and MongolZ have control of the map.
Story, not exactly how we wanted it to go. Techno with the MP9 cuts open the real last threat. And that bomb goes down. So MongolZ will be on 3. You mentioned that tech issue possibly helped coming at a good time for the MongolZ. It seemed like it really has. They've stalled out sAw.
It's an awkward situation for Mazzino that he's found himself in, that he's put himself in.
Yeah.
By his own volition.
Yeah, well, his teammates are going to pay the price. I don't know how. How has Mazzino just survived that?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Just blowing bubbles and having a good time.
It's just, can't believe it's just sick. I bet that tastes like absolute shit as well, man.
Oh, at this point, he's probably just been chomping on that every clutch round.
Yeah. Get him a sponsorship right now. 2 pence bubblies.
You know, Twist really doesn't get enough credit for bringing the gum.
Yeah, that's true.
Gum into the professional scene.
He used to be really, really aggressive with the chewing. USPs, that's all they got. It's about to be tied up.
I want him to blow a bubble in a one-on-one.
And just pop it as he gets the final headshot.
That'd be the next level flex. Just blowing bubbles as you're clutching.
Yep. Great thing is, you know, he's just a young kid from Mongolia. But here in Cologne, he's a superstar, a bubble blower, headshot extraordinaire, 17 years old, Mazinho. I want someday to have an interview with someone that isn't Techno. That would be great. If we get someone else on the team.
Nah.
Maybe we gotta learn.
It's fun.
We can learn Mongolian.
Sink into the meme.
Techno is going to probably have the most interviews of all time. Whoa, Techno now with that kill on Roman, and that is 4-4. It is all tied up.
All right, sAw, can you guys recover out of that tech pause? It's been 2 different teams. The momentum completely shift out of that tech pause. That kind of like delay in the action allowed Mongols, you know, Blitz to think up some plans, get some things going.
It didn't really help that the money just completely disappeared after 1 round out of the tech issue. And they're calling their own here. They're calling their own tactical timeout. Because they got the money back. They gotta fix what has gone wrong. Yeah, that's great music.
That's what Blau is listening to when he showers.
Yeah, this is it. This morning, it's getting all sudded up. Suddy Sudan.
Sudzy. You're missing the Z on that.
Sudzy Sudan.
Yeah, there you go.
Try and say that 10 times fast.
That's not an easy one. I don't know if I've ever used his first name. He's always been Bleh.
Yeah, he is just blah. This is quite a lovely play. Double play through a main aggression thrown into the mix. This is what sAw have been rocking all series long. It's a 1-for-1. The AWP goes down, but it's picked up by Dust2, and that's not a good angle. Not at all. And Mazinho pops him like a bubble. It's nice and easy for him. 4-3.
You can tell Dust2 was not really familiar with that angle when wielding an AWP. Didn't exactly know
where did I go with this?
Where the head was going to be appearing, where to stand. And it puts sAw in a weird situation. Now, he spotted one in the middle. He's going to be calling out that Donut's open.
Yeah, Muterus knows that he's got to deal with the threat.
Actually, this defense isn't bad, all things considered. 2 defenders here against 3 players attacking, and a pretty decent crossfire with Muterus way back
just rotated
in the
away.
corner. Oh, okay.
The second player rotated off, and then Muterus got annihilated looking the wrong way. So it instantly goes from looking pretty solid, like there's a big chance for sAw, and then suddenly falls away to absolutely nothing. So that's TheMongolz. Despite losing the first player, they're going to go up 5-4 now.
Yeah, looking really good now on this T side of Ancient. They have taken complete control, and they are picking apart this defense. They're exploiting some of the aggressive pushes and plays from sAw. 5 in a row now for the Mongols. Excuse me, 4 in a row now for the Mongols.
Oh, that's the shot. Oh, that's so rough. Techno just jumps up onto a slight ledge and Donut, and that's enough of an elevation to let him see the head of Muterus and just pop it.
To give him the business.
Yeah, just give him that business. Senzu, he's already up ramp, and there's no utility being tossed down here, no fire to make it uncomfortable. So he'll just chill out in the beehive.
sAw could feel the pressure of that the double Molotovs into the site. Drops that smoke to delay things, but it's the only utility they had. Mongols happy to just chill for the moment.
Yeah, they have the ability to go for another execute into this B bomb site if they wanted, but the bomb is going back elsewhere. So they went for a B execute, drained all the utility that sAw had. Now that that's all gone, they can just go for the double pump. They can go somewhere else. They can go back to the B side if they desire. Plenty of options now for Mongols. So much time as well to do it. It was 9-10. Oh.
They'll hear that scope, they hear the footstep, calling out that the boost is here as well. They're gonna, ooh, they want a double swing on it. That nade forces him back for the moment, but Arisdose comes right back in.
Dude, I thought Arisdose was dead, and he somehow comes away with that deagle shot. Shouldn't be getting too much more here, sAw. Blitz defense bottom B ramp. Roman dropping further back. He's actually got an AWP to play with now, so this could get a little more hairy for Mongols. But missed shot, and nice and clean for Techno on that transfer over. He gets 3 at the end there. 6-4 Mongols. Yeah, after that tech pause, they have just been on top completely.
Yeah, not slowing down whatsoever. Another buy, another chance for sAw to create some difficulty for them. Round 11. High fives all around.
Big part as to why they were finding success in the CT side of Anubis was the fact that Story snipers started being so influential. Well, he got taken out first in the previous gun round, and now he's being burned out of position. He is stuck in cubby. There was nowhere for Story to go. And he has got to realize that, yeah, it's a little scary now.
Roman's gotten picked off making that play like 3 or 4 times in this half so far. It ain't working for him. Story's going to go down mid, completely controlled by the Mongolians. And what do you do? What do you do if you're sAw?
Lose this round.
Techno spotted 2. He's saying 2 in red room right now. They're looking for that 3rd player at the moment. Utility forces him back, and he's going to be found.
Player spotted, yeah. He's called it over to 9-10. Mizuno's allowed him to turn for that kill. Now Ujerk spotted out, not taken down on the first attempt. Mongols just playing with their food right now. They're not even playing for the objective to get the bomb down. They just want to take Ujerks out of here. And this is starting to become a nightmare for sAw.
Yeah, what a reversal out of that tech pause. Because sAw, I mean, you know, maybe I shouldn't say that, because sAw did win like 2 of the rounds they won in that little streak to go up 4-1. It was the 1v2 clutch that Mongols blew more than Roman won. Even he was, you know, questioned and being like, what are you guys doing? And then after that, it was kind of a misread of the situation that they weren't, that they were just barely able to recover at the end of the day. They were kind of fortunate to get away from. So, I mean, Mongols now just really just cranking up the dial on them.
There's 2 rounds where the AWPs come out and the gun rounds for Story and absolutely had 0 impact as well. Oh, great work from Techno. Distraction to pull Mutas' attention towards elbow, and then he just instantly takes a kill off the top of the ledge. It is utter collapse here for sAw in this first half. It is going to be an 8th round for Mongols, picked up in very easy fashion.
Yeah, I think the formula for sAw, the reaction has been kind of one-dimensional throughout this half. Is like Mongols is going to take mid-control. They're going to battle for it, go for some trades, get some picks. And then there's going to be a rebuttal from Roman in Jaguar that we've seen a number of times. This time there was an aggressive take down B ramp, so Mongols had an idea that they were going to be coming through the smoke. Everything's been under control. Mongols have known where to look for that second contact, that second play.
Story biding his time. It's a nice rapid shot on towards Senzu.
Give me one more.
Time is starting to tick from no kit on his back. That is a problem when he goes right into 9-10. Unless there's a massive T-side showing from sAw, we are looking destined for map 3 in this opening BO3 on the B stream here at the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne.
Anybody else? Anybody else but you? Anybody else but you? Anybody else but you? I don't want anybody else but you. Anybody else but you? Anybody else but you? Anybody else but you? Anybody else but you? I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. But you. I don't want anybody else but you. I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. But you. I don't want anybody else but you. I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you.
The Mongols end the first half on a 7-round streak, punishing sAw over and over again. Out of a tech pause, sAw could never find their groove again in that first half. They're going to switch sides. They're going to switch over to offense, going up against the Mongolian defense. But this is looking like it has map 3 written all over it, as Mongols have showed up to play.
Ever since that bubblegum came out, it has been round after round for the Mongols. And we are expecting more of the same. We'll see if pistol rounds for sAw have been good, Jason. That is one thing you gotta say. That last round, pistol round, was pretty sick from them. So maybe they've got something up their sleeve here.
Well, we got that P250 on Story. We found a target out in the open. Senzu's gonna tuck tight. Techno pushing up, eliminated by Glock.
Ugh. Oh, that's a big shot back from 910. Story's down, and that bomb is now setting its sights upon the B-bomb site instead.
I wonder if they could hear that running in through Jaguar and Cave.
Oh, that's the bomb. It needs to be careful here. Roman just jumping up and down, trying to dodge it. Blitz turns back on a dime. Straight from the boxes to elbow. And now Mutarus in a position of power in the cave, but he maybe unleashes a little bit too early, but he still goes out. He still gets one. Traded out by Senzu. It is now all U-Jerks left in a 1v2, and there's a Kit alive. Nearly dead. 9 health left on 910, but Senzu assassinates U-Jerks, and it is a 9th round for the Mongols, so even the pistol rounds aren't safe anymore for sAw.
Really critical shots from Senzu. The 2 headshots as he comes coming in through Jaguar and Cave. Those are massive kills and trades to get up, especially up against those Glocks, especially when your teammate gets gushed. Good recovery. Mongols lose the first player, but some fine shooting after the fact, delaying the bomb a little bit longer, buying a few extra seconds for your teammates to get close, and sAw burn their 3rd and final timeout so early in the second half. 8 in a row now for Mongols. It was a 4-1 run for sAw to start this map. There was a tech pause, and then it's all Mongols from there. Bummer.
It's more of an issue for sAw.
We've all been there.
Yeah, we have. Well. This is quite ominous. Could be a very quick second map here. Up next is Dust2. That could be a fun final map.
Yeah, that could be an especially with how brawly Anubis got. You get something
how many
like that
aggressive
on Dust2.
moves would be having.
Also, you'd look at that and you'd just say, I mean, kind of how the pregame went too, is like if you go down that list, you have to feel like the Mongols have an advantage in the individual
It's true.
ability.
Definitely right now.
And they certainly have the momentum and the confidence, all the confidence in the world that 8 rounds straight can give you. Eat it.
Beat it. Down to 47. sAw committed to the B bomb site. They have no mid control. And this has allowed Mazinho to climb up onto the ledge, which makes this round very difficult for sAw, because they have to deal with a double setup outside of the cave entrance, and they do not get much closer to the site at all. It is an absolute massacre in the B lane. Goodbye, sAw. That one is done.
All right, so when they get contact, they're like, we're just going crazy.
Yeah.
We're killing everything. Techno and Mazinho combined for all 5 kills on that cave in mid setup. So that final timeout goes to waste. Creating a plan for the hero AK-47 on you jerks, and they don't even get to put it into action. 6-round lead and 3 rounds away from Dust2.
We might not get to see any T-side rounds from sAw, to be honest, at this point. Ooh, missed shots on the Deagle. 9-10 sends the grenade after him, but as Dawsey took a few steps back to safety. Techno took some damage early. Mongols now know what they're up against. They now know that the pesky decoy on the other side not giving them any chances. And as I say that, Blitz walks into the open and gets annihilated.
I'm glad you said it, because I was about to say the same thing. I like the way that Mongols is playing this more passive, more chill, and then all of a sudden you start seeing the swing out into the open, the swing out into mid to lose a player. All of a sudden it gets a little bit sketchy, and 9-10 traded off, and there's a chance. There's time, and there's an M4, although Senzu has gotten so close.
He's running now after it. Bomb plant is cancelled, and Senzu realizes, yep, he's got off it, so now we let Techno come in from Donut instead. As Darcy trying to draw attention, or rather, his attention is trying to be drawn towards Donut. He'll go into that fight against Senzu and CT, and they recover it, but yeah, it got a little hairy as soon as I said they were playing well. 11-4 now.
And those are some of the elements that made it look a little awkward on Anubis as well, is those kinds of, like, maybe, you know, going out to the open a little bit too much, a little overexposed, a little bit too eager to find a fight, to push into a fight. Hasn't really been an issue because they've just been so dominant in this second half, but you saw a little bit of what the weakness can provide here. Double molly down mid. Mongols wanting to make sure that sAw can't just bust into map control in the first 20 seconds.
Oh, Techno going through the smoke steps, surely being heard. It's an awkward fight, but it's Roman that comes out on top of the first. Mazinho, effective trading from below those boxes.
Senzu's going to get pressure. They're just going to march right up. With that kind of, with no mid control with the lost player of Roman, they're just going to challenge, and they find a bomb site pretty damn free.
Yeah, Senzu unable to get a kill there, so that does put sAw into a comfortable spot now with his post plan.
It might be crazy, but if you don't get a kill soon, you might want to consider saving if you're the Mongols. You have such a massive lead that you can risk going for this, but why give them the advantage of economy? Why hand them over? Why voluntarily give up some of the advantages you have?
Yeah, it's so unlikely that they would even get close to the retake attempt, so a decent save of the 3 players staying up, and obviously the AWP being involved in that save is the key. 9-10 secures the kill on the exit. Now they know what they're up against, and he keeps re-peeking. He really wants to damage them, and they lose the AWP because of that. And it's picked up by Blitz. They'll run away. So 2 players save for the side of Mongols. But a 5th round for sAw, the first step of a long road back into this. But at least it's been taken. It's got to feel at this point with such a big lead that the Mongols eventually do just close out Ancient.
That's why I kind of mentioned the save too, especially with the amount of money they had built up. Like another full buy out of that loss. Running low on funds now, but you have so many advantages. Economy is just one of them. Good first kill from Blitz. Arizdose comes through, but Mongols once again holding strong, and anything sAw wants to try and get done quickly is ineffective.
He jerks. The smoke fades away, and Mazinho will get his victim revealed to him.
All right, so second map, a little more dominant.
It's a short story, this
Very
one.
much one-sided.
We had a full book in the first. Little short story here, and hopefully map 3 is somewhere in the middle. This is a long save.
A very long save. I think he's just waiting for a push. I think he eventually challenges, right?
He just wants a
At the moment, he's open
overstep.
for, yeah, he's open for a mistake. And I mean, they've been given a couple of them throughout this game.
Well, it's more disciplined here from Mongols. Here comes that first chance, that first fight, and a few steps taken back. Techno gets around the corner, but can he get away? It's jumping. It's gymnastics. And Techno eventually will go down. Senzu to clear him from the site. It is now 12-5. Mongols 1 round away.
Yeah, a little bit more of what we're looking for out of the Mongols in this tournament. This has been a clean map out of the opening start. After those initial hiccups in the first 5 rounds, Mongols have never looked back. No timeouts for sAw. They used their third, I think, like after the second round or the first round of this half. So they've just kind of been playing on the fly, trying to work themselves back into this map, and it obviously hasn't worked.
Swinging out from the cutout is Blitz. sAw lose their first player here. And they could lose a second swiftly, but Senzu decides to clear left corner first and ends up getting caught by a big swing from 910. Is punished by Story, and they're into the B bomb site. They don't have the bomb with them, but that could be a problem.
And now it's cut off. Yeah, this is a real problem. Blitz can't transfer back. Would have been incredible.
Okay, Story!
And now into a one-on-one.
Oh, it would have been another ace for the side of sAw. Story was able to collect just 1 extra, but now it's a 1v1. Mazinho against Aris Dawsey. Story has put them in a position where he's done almost everything. And now just 1 more player to collect. As Dawsey gets back to the bomb, there's still a minute left on the clock after picking that bomb up.
You won't expect this push from
This
Zeno.
is a heads-up fight instantly coming his way. He's looking the wrong way. Mazinho will pull the Mongols through 13-5 on map 2. A recovery in this best-of-3 series, and this battle will be decided
Still
on Dust2.
chewing bubblegum.
Still got the bubblegum. The Mongols and sAw continues after this. The Mongols versus sAw rages on, and we're going to map 3. We've got Dust2, and it's a Mongols comeback that seems very strong right now. A 13-5 victory on Ancient. It's hard to go against the Mongols closing the series out based on that kind of performance.
Yeah, I mean, the individual skill on Dust2 can be a really deadly affair. I think you're going to have to get back to a sAw like on Anubis that tactically outplayed them, especially because we haven't seen it. I mean, the first map was quiet from Ujurks and Herzdoche, who are kind of these big rifling presences on sAw. They're going to need them on this map. Like, you absolutely will. They haven't had a big game just yet. Everyone on sAw kind of got deleted on Ancient. Here on Dust2, coming in, you're going to have to tactically outplay him, and I think you're going to need a little bit more firepower to contend with these Mongols players.
Well, a gathering of 5 troops heading long. Not committing any further, though. They're going to hang around and wait for this mid-aggression, and that is coming their way. That's a free kill offered up by 910. There's a long fight going down. Mizinho has the card for cover, but it's gone now, and he's dead. Herzdoche out of the headshot into the 5 versus 3. Blitz doing his best to defend from Goose. He's done damage, but eventually gets traded, and now a 4 versus 2. sAw charging towards this A site. Doesn't seem likely Mongols get back into this, but you can boost yourself up again. So here we go. He climbs on up. Techno falls on down. And Senzu is now overrun and overwhelmed. sAw surely going to grab this pistol. Some nice shots out the door of that, but it is closed on him.
I think one thing that we're kind of seeing from both these teams in these 2 maps is, or now heading into this 3rd map, is CT pushes are coming.
Yeah.
Someone every round is going to push something.
It's true. You're going to see a lot of CT aggression. sAw love it. Mongols have been just throwing some wild maneuvers in there. It's going to be a force buy for the Mongols. They want to get the scouts out. They got 2. 1 on Blitz, 1 on 910. Blitz has been tagged down to 3 already. Yeah,
already forced to be passive, which is not what you want from your scout at this stage. You want him to soften up a couple players so the Deagles can clean them up, so the scouts can clean them up, maybe the HE a little bit later. But obviously one of them forced to be passive, and giving control of the mid-ramp, of the mid-catwalk, all the way over to sAw means those scouts going to be neutralized for some time until the final play comes in.
Some of the softening up is done by Blitz. Get some revenge upon Story. sAw have been successful in taking short. Mongols have set up to allow them to take this short control and hoping that they can fend them off from Car and Goose. But the bomb is starting to drift over to the B side of the map, and a decent amount of defense here. You've got Techno close at the B entrance, but Muterus is now slipping through that mid-smoke. In combination with Ujurks has taken 2 kills here to open things up for sAw.
Oh, there's a tag, but just not enough stopping power on this hit, especially with the follow-up missed shot. Both defenders are split in an easy one for sAw. Damage across the board.
So close to getting a kill, but not going to happen for them. That's frustrating.
Where do you play on this map, Dinko? We join a matchmaking game.
Spawn.
You play only spawns.
Yeah, that's kind of what I do. I like going short. That's my favorite position.
Your favorite position is short?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's sick, especially with the new little boosty boxes. You can get there so fast.
True. The little boosty boxes?
Yeah.
That's what you're going with?
Yeah, the little boosty boxes.
All right.
Taking long spawns fun as well. I like just getting in the fight, Jason, you know? Or either get headshotted or you get a sick opener.
Yeah, and if you get into the fights early, you don't have to think about anything.
And then, you know...
Don't have to read the game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you die, then you get to go on your phone.
True. God, you're a horrible teammate.
You know, you gotta get the...
Is that what you're doing when you're dead? You're just looking at your phone.
It's constant stimulation, yeah. Scrolling reels and TikToks and all kinds.
The ADD generation.
What do you play? You little B anchor?
I think I've played everything on this map at some point, but I think generally I'm an A player.
Oh. Well, here we go. The one Deeg, the one true weapon available for the Mongols.
Oh, this MAC-10 should be able to chew him up if they can turn that corner. Good cover from the AK-47, sets that up, but Techno puts him down before Story can farm too much cash. No issues, 3-0 for sAw. We're going to see what Mongols look like with the rifles out for the very first time. in a little bit. I thought they were going to both peek. Thought this is where they were just like, you know what, screw it, let's peek.
If we could edit it in post, Jason,
Yeah, exactly.
We can make it look sick, you know, if we shrink the time down.
Yeah.
Well, then we've missed the sick Deagle USP 2v4. Never mind. Deagle's dead. Now just the USP.
It was close, though.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Not at all. 3-0 start for sAw. Now, if you're sAw, you're just sitting there and you're praying that you never, ever see a tech issue.
Yeah, don't do it to us twice. I think it was actually their tech issue as well.
Yeah, if your sound just goes out, keep playing.
Play with it.
Yeah.
Mic doesn't work, play with it.
Yeah. Ooh. I respect how long this is going to take. It's worth it.
I don't.
Honest also. It's good to have Dust2 back in the map pool for Cologne. Some very memorable moments on Dust2 at this event over the years. The one that sticks in my mind is the one when Simple tries to knife Nitro through the mid doors and then gets punished.
That's right, and they come all the way back
Yeah.
from a crazy scoreline to win the game.
Yeah.
Obviously the graffiti, the Apex peeking mid against 3 or 4 Fnatic ops.
Yeah.
And Auto Snipers is up there.
Yeah, that's definitely there.
The opening round inside the Lanxess in Cologne 2015 was a knife.
Oh, wow! I don't
On
remember
a pistol
that
round.
long ago.
It was crazy. It was insanity. That's how the Cologne legacy in Lanxess started.
Wow, these guys, this new crop of players, have a lot to live up to then. Day 1 of the play-ins. Story's sniper challenging that of Senzu. And it's a double up setup. It's out really early here for MongolZ, but it's worked out in terms of that initial kill at least. Senzu walking away with it.
And the nice thing about that now, especially with the first kill, is you can park that op at the B bomb site. sAw will probably be hesitant to go up against it, and that other rifle can be a little bit more mobile.
And then you got the other op here, but it's dead. The primary choice. Unable to land his shot, and Blitz has to clean up the mess that's left behind. Certainly will do so. Now just 2v3. It's a round that sAw can get back into as they charge up through short. If they win this fight against Mazzinho, but they don't. They don't win that duel. And it's just Roman now, trying to get back into a clutch here. He's taking a little bit of damage off the top. He's down to 51. He's so worried about that player on the A ramp. But he knows he's got to worry about the possible flying through short. The play up through the ramp itself, and then the smoke fades away, and Blitz will collect his 3rd kill of the round. So fantastic hold and recovery there from Blitz.
Yeah, really good round from Blitz. The nade is perfect that he throws right into the pathing of sAw. That peek over at the railing, tough to handle, especially when you're eating utility damage on the cross. But other than that, not a bad entry from sAw from U-Jerks to take down 9-10. Just a better play from Blitz down the stretch. MongolZ on the board, and they recover the double op setup.
Story. Oh, close to the flick up to the platform. Techno gets caught in the open. Now as Dorsey just punishes him. He missed the timing on getting to the back of the platform.
I guess he pulled a smoke out when the op fired because he wanted to block it off, but 9-10's found the equalizer. One out middle, though. They're not ready for it. MongolZ caught snoozing.
That's sick from U-Jerks. He puts them to sleep, and a lovely transfer down to that second player. MongolZ down to just 1 remaining member. And that plant goes down inside of the site. 4-1 from sAw. Great bounce back.
Yeah, and I mentioned sAw was probably going to have to tactically outplay MongolZ on this map. I don't think that's like any kind of like tactical masterminding. I think you're seeing some of the things that we've seen through MongolZ throughout this series is forgetting a few details here, like losing a little bit of focus. That's a couple players. I mean, the opening kill is a player in transition to back platform, pulls out a nade right in the open, gets eliminated. And then you have 2 players at the B bomb site who are kind of choosing where they want to position and where they want to move to and get caught unawares as well. So MongolZ better focus up moving forward because they're out of money. They're knocked back to the Stone Age after this loss.
Oh, Mazzinho. Yep, he's down as well. U-Jerks with a sharp round. That's going to fire sAw up. They're enjoying this battle on Dust2 so far. This is 9-10's play up short. They kept MongolZ in the early fight, but U-Jerks had already got by. He had already got through those mid doors. They're looking a little flustered for the Mongols. As you mentioned, down to just pistols at this point. Dust2 charging out long, close to a kill there, but couldn't quite get rid of 910. Although things aren't exactly comfortable for 910 at the moment. Fire forcing him up into the open. He's only got a USP, and eventually he is taken out by that AK. No one left around A. Definitely no one at car, that's for sure.
Nice, easy, relaxing cross of long. 5-1 for sAw. Looking great.
Yeah.
And I mean, now you have, again, another thing I mentioned, not to toot my own horn, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Come on, Jason, pull your own horn out.
You jerks. 10-1. Like, that's what we've been waiting for. That's what we didn't get on Anubis, even despite a victory there for them. But you have one of those, like, star kind of potential riflers that you've been trying to build up within this organization, logging a really good performance to start this map, and that's got to have you feeling good. Yeah. Not only the volume of kills, he's had a couple of good decisions. He's got to feel really good about walking out mid and just grabbing a free double. You're going to start feeling confident, and when you're at this position as you jerks, you're going to be testing more, right? You're going to be challenging more. You're going to be willing to take a few more risks because you've got a bit of confidence under your belt. And that could be a huge tool for sAw.
Look at you jerk singing your own horn. That's great. That's great, Jason.
Well done.
I'll sit on that for a little while.
Yeah. Thought of that one last night.
Yeah.
Wrote it down. You're going to use this at some point.
Yeah, I gotta get that one in. Everyone's thinking it. Timeout taken here for Mongols. Not of the technical variety, the tactical one. And they got the all-out, the big all green in the hands of 910. He had one kill so far, and that was the
push-off catwalk.
Kill,
yeah, the double-up setup that they brought out with Senzu and 910 got him a kill, but wasn't all that effective. He was picked off over at long during the catwalk execute. See if he can have a bit more influence in the early stages of the round. Ooh, op clash at the long corner. It's a classic, and 910 gets blind, fires off the shot. Story's going to take the opportunity to step out a little bit deeper. Preemptively smokes the Molotov, but uses it as bait. He wants the Mongols to think someone is out at the blue box in the corner, and everyone from sAw has vacated the area, but it's keeping 3 defenders here. It's keeping the counter utility being thrown. It's keeping Mazzino a little bit nervous.
This is really cool from sAw. If they get a move on it, if they move swiftly on this, they could get into that B-bomb site. And they're setting up for this B attack. There's still 2 players committed to this for the Mongols. Ujark's trying to sell a little bit more attention towards the A-bomb site itself, but it's coming now. And Techno's ready from the platform. Peeks out, flashes are good. Just an onslaught of utility. He's been bombarded, he's being burned away. And Techno, under so much pressure, eventually taken out of the fray. It's now 4 versus 2, a minute left in the clock, and sAw in the B-bomb site. That's a sign to save. You're not getting back into this. It's 6-1, and the Portuguese are just destroying the Mongols right now.
Yeah, that's a tactical outplay, but look at the small detail, just how much that smoke on the Molotov baited Mongols into thinking that there was presence and pressure from long A. 3 defenders kept as far away from humanly possible from the execute sAw was setting up at the B-bomb site. Beautiful, beautiful stuff from Story, beautiful stuff from sAw. Well, their woes might continue. We've been hoping we'd see a little bit of a recovery from Mongols after so much of the promise they showed in the first half of this year, in the first season of it.
Dude.
Tapered off a little bit, but we were wanting to see them bounce back here at Cologne.
Unfortunately, they're playing like this. A lot of playing into the group stages, but you're looking at the Mongols as possible competition in the future if they can't get through sAw. There's a lot of decent teams in the play. You know, there's a few teams that could cause them a lot of problems here.
Yeah, I mean, Liquid's in there.
Yeah, but I don't expect them to be in the lower bracket though.
True, but pain is no joke. I'm just going to throw that one out there into the world.
You're just readying your expectations for later, Jason.
Look, I don't think anyone at the moment should feel comfortable going up against a Biggie Zera or a Biggie Zera team.
Well, you're definitely going to feel comfortable going up against a Mag 7. Yeah, that's all that Techno has in his hands.
Basic catwalk control for sAw. Molotov to burn out the stairs.
Smoke for the cross at Cat.
And just applying pressure, not committing behind any of this. I don't think they have a whole lot of information of where and what's on the map quite yet, so they're trying to bait out some of that intel, and Ujerk's probably found a little bit more than he really enjoys, down to 38 HP after the nade. And once again, a little bit of fake has succeeded. They've pulled Senzu off the boost and out into the open, which should be an easy-ish kill.
Body shots start landing. You start to get uncomfortable with that Mag 7. Oh, Techno really should have done more with that. But Blitz, his Deagle, blasting right through them. And this could get a little uncomfortable. It is starting to get uncomfortable. Bomb does go down. Mazzinho's come in with an MP9 to the mid doors, and suddenly it's Roman and Aros Dosse trying to pull this one back. But Aros Dosse surely has done it with that double kill. Roman's left alone. Fire goes down to the window, and he'll change his position given the extra seconds to play with. But they're going for this now, Mongols. They've got some weapons to play with, but they've got no kit, which means time is limited. Time is ticking. And Roman not giving away his position, hiding behind the box, close to Mazzinho, comes out with an AK, and now just one player left. His time is ticking on. He needs to get it done here, Blitz, and he gets back to it, but not with enough time. Blitz will run away. Everybody falls on sAw, but it's still a 7th round win.
All the credit in the world to Aros Dosse. That is a nice control of the spray at long range from double doors at boxes all the way through CT spawn. That double kill was critical to set his teammate up to win it out at the end. Senzu somehow pulled that one off, and it got really, really sketchy from here. sAw got, for the first time, really feels like their tactics stalled out at the point of attack. Felt like Mongols was going to be able to crunch in middle very effectively. And just enough is done to give him a chance. But those little silver linings of like, oh, we got it close, oh, we almost got, those don't matter for Mongols anymore. You're down 7-1.
That's what I did in the climbing gym yesterday.
What's that?
Got close. Got close.
Close but no cigar?
Yeah. And that was a victory to me. 9-10 peering over the top smoke. Rings a shot straight through. Not gonna connect to anybody. Ujerk's has been a real threat going through these mid doors, and because of his previous round success, he's so confident to just spearhead this attack.
Yeah, there's an opera on the angle. Ooh, he just gave it up.
Now he's come back. Here he is again. Story's dead.
That's bomb.
Overcommitment from Senzu. Now they can focus on the AWP, but dealing with the threat of an AWP is a difficult challenge. And now 9-10 is drawn over to look over towards the B tunnels. And now he's under so much pressure from multiple sides, eventually overwhelmed. Bomb goes down again inside of the B bomb site. This time, a 2v2 retake.
Mongols players Blitz and Mazzinho are so far away considering the bomb was dropped on the first kill. And now Mazzinho's never going to be ready. Never going to be ready. The barrel shows and Roman's got one in the post plant. There's no kit either on Blitz. Mazzinho didn't have one either. This round's done.
Wow.
This series might be done.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like the Mongols have life in them.
Which is weird to think about.
Yeah, because they were just so dominant on Ancient. Well, indeed. Senzu just swinging here, giving that kill back. He had a crossfire with the AWP as well up window. And he could have used. A great T-side. This is the second timeout being used for the Mongols. Coach Mara trying to have his say and somehow find a pathway back into this game. Everyone's talking about snap tap, but what about the pillows, Jason? Seem to be working out right now.
Yeah, you know, some people enjoy the pillows. It's been a tradition as old as time itself in Counter-Strike. You think they're the hotel pillows or like personal pillows?
Dude, at this point, the fact that they use them at every event, I wouldn't trust, you know. Not every hotel has a pillow menu, so you gotta bring your own sometimes.
Right, and maybe the hotel pillows won't give you the kind of lumbar support you're looking for from a custom pillow.
Exactly, and that is the top-tier analysis we need right now as the smoke, or rather, story play is going right in towards Senzu.
Jiggle it.
Oh, Ujerk sending Grenade up around that corner to try and soften up that tower of players.
I love this play though. Again, it's like understanding the situation. You got to pick in middle, and then you spotted 2 boosted on catwalk. Immediately out middle and apply pressure. Look how it's pulled the defense. 3 defenders came over here, and they never saw him. They never saw him, and he's got another.
Bro, Udrus is just destroying them right now. This is so unplayable right now for the Mongols. Techno, he's run out of ammo in that MP9, and he's overrun. He's dead. Mazinho's nowhere to be found at all.
That's what I mean. Like this team gets this team is so much better when you have Ujurks and Hersdose with the rifles having impact and influencing the rounds. It's what we didn't see on Anubis, but we're getting it on Dust2. And you add on top of that, yeah, sAw is tactically outplaying them. We saw the fake from Story outside of long A that allowed for a B hit. Now we're seeing a good read of the situation from Ujurks, realizing if we kill one in middle who's pushed up and then you have it all boosted on catwalk, there's a big gap, a big opening in the defense that I can exploit.
And they'd be very decisive when they see those opportunities. They haven't waited too long, so the gap closes, that window of opportunity closes. They've been really quick to react to any opportunities that lie in front of them. He's just being so clinical. That's a weird opening. Senzu's head just spotted. Op just rips it off, and then Ujurks the second kill. I've barely seen him. Yeah, I didn't. I still don't.
But it's so cool because like he runs all the way up and out middle to drop the smoke for the mid to B split.
Yeah.
And he knows that's what's going to cause the pressure. So then he just goes patient. He's like, I don't need to force the issue from here. They have to react to the pressure I'm applying.
3 players committed long here for the Mongols. It could end up being an absolute disaster for them, though, is if they lose multiple members just like that with no kills coming back, it might just be all over. 910 does get like 2 kills out of it, but the rest of the squad have died elsewhere in the lower tunnels, and we're now looking at Senzu alone with a scout.
Look at the way sAw's just at this point, they just control the tempo of this game entirely. Like all this action, they call a fast tactic, and everything's happened in the first 20 seconds. They haven't had to think about anything. They just they get the 3 kills out towards long. Because there was so much presence at long, you had someone trying to push lower. He gets picked off as well. And it's just Mongols playing at sAw's tempo, just getting busted open.
Senzu. Shot rings past him.
Oh, come on, guys. Give him a chance. At least run the gauntlet. You don't need to throw it. It's a scout.
They want 10. They want all 10.
Bomb has been planted.
10-1.5. There's no room to come back, really, is there?
No. You really have no mistakes in the second half to give. Everything has got to be perfect, and that's not the Mongols that we've seen today. Even in a dominant victory in Ancient, you wouldn't come close to saying that was a perfect map.
So the Mongols will play the loser of FlyQuest Big. That game is still going.
Third map has just begun over on the A stream. Next up here on the B stream is going to be 3D Max taking on 9Z.
9Z coming out the last IEM. They made a playoffs that
Dallas,
they were the upset team in Dallas. Now coming to Cologne, interested to see if it was a fluke. The 3D Max, they weren't even meant to be here. They replaced BetBoom, and then they've come into the event, but they're off the back of an event win. So that's an interesting matchup there. There's a lot of questions to be answered.
And 3D Max had I will get into it more, they had a impressive showing at Pro League as well earlier this year. So they're starting to put together a pretty decent body of work for a team at their level. Final round of the first half. Mongols looking for two rounds.
It's not a lot of rounds.
Not enough.
It's more likely we see sAw get 11. The old XM at 10-14 comes out on the B-bomb site. And a slower round this time from sAw. The dribble smoke comes out of the B tunnels. Ooh, Senzu. Needs to be careful here. Mazinho's close by. That Grenade pulled. Perfect timing for Mazinho to swing out, and it's a triple. Out of nothing to a 3K. That's fantastic work from Mazinho.
It's maybe a bit naive from sAw to think that that one player was going to be the only presence.
No, you can't lose this, Mongols. You can't lose this one. No.
You can.
No, not like this. Dust2 comes back in, gets a double. And we're at a 2v2 again. Dust2 maybe a little overconfident in that fight. He goes down to 9-10. So Roman with the 1v2, and he won't stop the Mongols from getting their second round. But this is one hell of a comeback needed from Mongols. It is absolutely looking like sAw are going to close out this series.
Well. 10-2 for sAw. They're looking at closing out their opening series here in the play-in stage of IEM Cologne 2024. Looking good doing it, and they've had everyone show up. Tactically looking good. U-Jerks and Dust2 has arrived, and that's why you see the scoreline the way it is. Just so much power on this sAw team, showing what made them such a dangerous squad at different stages throughout this year.
Yeah, it's nice to see them return to this kind of form, and we'll see how long they can keep this up for. But a win versus the Mongols will be a great way to kick off the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne. They have not given themselves any room to recover from a pistol round loss here, Mongols. So if sAw collect this first round, it is all over. That is a great start. Techno jumps around the corner, instantly annihilated. And this devastating display is about to come to a close.
Ooh, that's a goose you don't like taking. Time to back off the aggression. You've given yourself an advantage. Now, they don't have long control, and they've backed completely off catwalk. Oh, this is a really awkward timing for this transition.
Story getting ever closer, takes one step forward and ends up putting his own foot in his grave.
It's almost like sAw put themselves themselves put themselves in a position. Oh my, I can't even speak.
Come on, Jason.
They've put themselves in a position where they're at a disadvantage.
Yeah, there we go.
God bless. It's day one. It's going to improve.
You're gonna warm up. You're gonna warm up. It's like game 3 or something so far.
What the?
Okay, Roman pops the head of Senzu. Has he got anything else left in the tank here? Roman goes back into long. Attacks in towards Mazinho, who's losing health rapidly, but turns out the Glock is a little superior in that fight. So a bomb is going down here from Mongols. They've turned it back from losing the first player to now being in a 3v2 post plan. The Mongols have a chance here. They have to win the pistol round. Udrik's doing damage towards 9-10. Jewel Beretta is starting to rattle a couple of shots off. 9-10 goes down, and now it's Dust2 and he's getting ever closer. His teammate Udrik's with him, and that's the combo that is just not been stopping. It is sAw now up to 11, and the Mongols surely will soon come crashing down.
Can you believe it? What a 2v3. Tough shots to hit, but 3 USP 1 taps across that round, 2 from Roman. 1 at the end, I believe, from Udrik's. A seesaw round that ends in a sAw victory. We said Mongols didn't have a mistake to make. I don't even know if they made a mistake necessarily in this round. Just brilliant shooting.
The Mongols will force buy with a decent amount of weapons available thanks to the bomb plant. Galil's on 2, Tech-9s and Eagles. And it is a full commitment at A long.
A timing that sAw might not really be ready for. Out in the open, that's a big fight for Udrix to win. That delays things, that slows it down, allows the counter utility to stream out.
Roman waiting for his moment to pop out from beneath that smoke, and it's 1. Only 1. They're so close to taking a second kill on 9-10, but somehow Mongols have battled their way forward to the player advantage. That bomb plant is starting to come in, and a team kill, that'll go a long way in helping as Mongols take a 3rd.
I'm assuming Story thought that dink on his teammate came from the smoke, came through the smoke, so he just snapshot, flung his mouse across the mouse pad, and killed his teammate.
Yep. Rip. It's a lot of rounds available still here for sAw. But I like the attitude here from Mongols. The fight still in them.
Yeah,
they 4-spot here, sAw.
Not necessary, obviously, with the lead.
But it would be.
But they just have so many rounds to play with.
Yeah, it's like you can do anything you want, really.
I mean, I know these are always one of the weird situations because it's like I know like the logic of having to double save is like we might as well force here, like we might as well in terms of rounds, but at the same time, man, getting your economy into some kind of disarray is one of the ways in which you can really let these leads slip out of hand. We don't have to really talk about that just yet.
But plant the seed.
It's just, for me, I'm always like, why not just play it conservative with the money?
There's always a little bit of hope that the 5-7s are going to come together.
Yeah, how's your hope doing now?
Don't worry, Jason. The 5-7s are going to come together to equal 12 for sAw as they're 1 round away from securing that. It's Blitz and Senzu. A couple of kills forward, and it's not the case. In fact, it is just 1 5-7 here for Muterus, and he goes down on the ramp. So 4 rounds locked in for Mongols. And another step taken. Here's an eco coming up now for sAw.
And you have to assume the unarmored USPs, this will certainly be around for the Mongols to be up at 5-11, and then all of a sudden you feel like, you know...
They're nearly halfway there.
Yeah, not to try and paint too bright of a picture for them, but then you're like, okay, well, this was at one point 11-3, and now we're kind of like 2 gun rounds away, like 2 good rounds away from closing this gap and tying things up.
Wait till the guns come out for the first time here on the CT side, which will be next round. But nice, easy pickings for the Mongols.
It feels like Mongols, I mean, again, it was one kind of gun round, a half-buy round, and now against USPs, but they've kept it simple in these rounds, staying grouped up, hit long back-to-back rounds now just as a unit, making sure they play the trade game. They might be feeling individually they're outmatched, which isn't a story that we were setting up leading into this, but individually they might just feel like they're off their game. So instead of focusing on individuals across the map and defaults, make sure the trade game is there. Make sure the trade game is strong.
Well, still smiling. sAw have got the M4s out. There's no AWP yet for the CTs. Long fight coming in. All for Techno. He had the better spawn. He goes for the shot. And there's double up on the T side right now, Jason.
Interesting.
And switched out.
Yeah, he has an AK-47 he can swap out to.
Blitz just clearing close double door. Now, we've seen a lot of aggression on the CT side throughout this series from sAw, but they don't want to do that at this point in the game. And so Utrecht's just standing behind those double doors, catches a glimpse of his opponent on the other side, and he'll get the opening kill by spamming down through the wood.
This is where it almost gets hard, though, because I think even with an advantage, at some point it feels like sAw's going to want to make a play to have some information. They don't really have utility to stall things out is the hard part. But two players parked at the B bomb site, they're just content to play this standard defense. A lot of Molotovs, though, and this ult from 9-10 can get nothing done. Doesn't even get a shot.
Uterus on the double. It's now falling apart for Mongols. 12 rounds about to be put up on that board. And Mongols are 1 round away from being knocked out on down to that lower bracket. And we've got sAw coming in with, this is going to be an upset straight away. I mean, Mongols have been picking up steam, picking up form over the last few months, and sAw have been having the opposite. They've been losing their form, losing their steam, and they've come into Cologne looking sharp.
Well, Roman said during the last season they did get a little bit tired. They weren't used to the schedule, to the pace of being involved in more Tier 1 events due to some solid performances. But they're coming into this one rested and prepared. And at least for this opening best of 3, it's showing.
Bullets goes through those mid doors, right to his demise. Opening kill collected for sAw in what they hope will be the last round of this series. User's got a dink on the transfer. That is just wild. But they're giving him chances. They want to close this quickly, and they're actually doing the opposite right now, sAw. They've handed it back over to Mongols. A chance once again. But Roman goes aggressive through that short smoke. Senzu's down and out. It's just Techno and Mazinho left in a 2 versus 3. When a lot of time still left to play with for the 2 remaining Mongols.
Techno mentioning Molotov nade combination, still presence on Catwalk. That up on story helps to shut things down, and indeed, it is going to be sAw taking this series. A dominant map 3 victory on Dust2. Even Roman is just like, why challenge? You can't win.
And they're just bombarding him with fire, keeping him back in the lower tunnels. They'll even throw a smoke in. Techno's just...
Oh, it's the worst feeling.
Where can I go? What can I do?
What am I supposed to do? I have to go for this, but all right, cross your fingers. Jesus, take the wheel. 13-5. sAw takes an opening series victory against the Mongols in an upset to start IEM Cologne.
And sAw come in. We're excited to see how they're going to be able to perform throughout this competition. They're a team that maybe people have written off coming into the play-in, but this is a statement performance, taking down Mongols in a 2-1 fashion, closing out the final map 13-5. That's hella